no mayo at mustard.
McChicken.
McChicken
Hot
is
and spicy.
Yeah,
Ketchup
Not the
only.
McChicken. It's hot and spicy specifically. It's like an orange-looking fucking patty.
Have you ever had McDonald's in a different country?
Oh
Yeah,
It's way better. It's way better.
It's way better.
Royale with cheese.
It's kind of like it's almost like a dine-out kind of restaurant.
Dude, McDonald's in Japan, high level, dude.
Dude, the
Germany.
McDonald's in El Salvador was like,
come on.
dude, it was 2
The
stories.
McDonald's in El Salvador is not better than the McDonald's in America.
Have you been there? Have you been there?
No.
Have you been there?
Why would I go to El Salvador?
Look, it was 2 stories.
Let's go. I want to go.
We can go.
I wanna
It
go.
was 2 stories. It had a coffee shop at the bottom. Like
No, it's McCafe.
It had a McCafe.
McCafe. Get it straight.
But it was a
Get it
different.
straight, Professor.
It was a different
McCafe.
counter. Why is it on a different counter?
You
Like,
know what I
why
want to
is it-
see?
Why can I order?
I want to see that house you told me about that doesn't have like a back wall. It just opens up into the jungle.
It's a good breezeway.
And you had those dogs, those chows.
Next level.
You told me about that.
Next level.
You told me your uncle or somebody you knew had a house. There's no back wall in the house. It had columns,
Oh yeah.
but there was no it was just open.
Yeah.
I want to see that shit. That's so awesome, dude.
It's an interesting configuration because it's kind of like
I hope people
it's kind
understand
of like
this
instead
joke,
of making
right?
like a back.
You know what you
door,
should do, Alan?
There's just like an
Every
open
time you
space
take
Yeah.
a
in,
picture, like a
the living
selfie
room or
for
whatever
like the
that
podcast
just
shit with all of
leads
us in the
to
background, like
patio.
doing with all of us in the
crazy.
background.
And just like-
But
Check me out.
Have you seen the preview for that new zombie movie with Adam Driver and Bill Murray?
He's gonna be completely.
Oh, dude, it's called The Dead Don't Die.
yeah, that looks really good.
Adam Driver's fucking good.
It's got Bill Murray in it. Is
Yeah.
it Bill Murray? Yeah.
Bill Murray and Adam Driver, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
He's good. Like, I don't give a shit what people say. He's fucking good.
Hand-drawn Keanu Reeves.
Dude,
Sketch
Bill Murray
Reeves.
movie is what about Bob? Come on,
what?
Bill Murray. What about Bob?
All of his movies are good, man.
Oh, what about Bob? Yeah.
Even the
What about
serious
Bob?
ones.
Richard Dreyfuss, Bill Murray. Some money.
We're good. Nice
Just,
and
just
pants.
chill out.
6 month
We'll get there.
guarantee.
Professor Steamroller. Being said, as you can tell, we have the triumphant return of Professor Brandon Wolverine Mullins.
High quality jiu-jitsu memes on JustKeepIt.com Facebook page.
Check it out. Check it out.
Instagram.
Welcome back. Got some meat on him.
The freestyle, right?
Yeah.
Hologram of Fat Pat. Gonna
Is
be
he
here.
still holding on?
ESG.
I don't know.
Zero's
I don't
out
like
there.
Zero, man.
So we're a lot of people like that beer. First time we ever put it in cans. It's an exciting time. We're working on something right now to try and get more beer to more stores in the city of Houston. It's an exciting development. And
I'm excited.
yeah, so y'all come on out, 105A, Magellan Circle, Webster, Texas, Saloon Door Brewing. That's it. I don't have a lot of other announcements.
Austin, I mean, what's the possibility? Now, just give me. We don't got to talk numbers right now, but I do want a percent value of the possibility of JustGeePants.com being the official uniform of all Saloon Door employees. Like, there's a 20% chance that could happen.
Yeah, I love that.
50% chance.
Like every day or on a select day, like on Saturdays.
I'd
You
be
want-
open.
you
I'd
want
be
all
open to
7
either.
days?
I'd be open to
Okay.
either one.
Um,
Again, we don't got to talk about money right now.
Yeah.
Get to that later off the
do
air.
my bartenders need to buy the gi pants from you?
The first pair will be provided.
Second pants,
That's a-
50%
But
off.
the
a
next
good
two
deal.
pairs, when ordered together,
Yeah,
will save you
that's a good deal.
15%.
Yeah.
If you buy 2 pants, use
I
that
think-
discount code 2PANT, get 15%
I think
off.
that
It's
we
1.5.
should look at it for our next jiu-jitsu related event around here.
They're highly
maybe
functional.
Maybe a Revis Brothers fundraiser or something like this. We can
down
have the
with that.
bartenders doing the gi pants.
I wear them around the house.
Hey guys, so
You're
would it
extremely
be for
fashionable.
full-time employees because they are guaranteed for 6 months, right?
That's
So-
they're guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, this is a good time to bring up this question. How's the development on the gi pants with pockets going? Because that seems highly
You know what? I would
useful
look. I would
for a
love.
bartender
I would
server.
love. I would love to do that, but I will compare it to the 6:30 a.m. jiu-jitsu class. Everyone is excited to start that class. However, once it is put into effect, nobody. But I might do a limited run.
Yeah, do like a limited run.
I've thought about it for sure, and I also want engagements. There's a reason you don't have a mic, Zach.
All right. Well, let's get these sponsors out of the way. So that was Saloon Door. I think that's where we started that one, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Saloon Door. Also, shout out to Twin Peaks. Good food. Cold brews.
When are we gonna get some?
Tide
When are we gonna get
Pockets,
some
baby,
Twin
Tide
Peaks
Pockets.
girls? On the
show us the
podcast.
money, Twin Peaks, if you're listening.
Show
Where is the money?
us the money.
I wanna. When are we gonna get some Twin Peaks food, maybe some waitresses.
Yeah, can we get some of them pulled pork nachos maybe on the next?
Honestly,
podcast?
I'm trying to attend more Taco Tuesdays so I can at least get you all the views in here.
Some burgers,
Get a handful at least.
wings,
Some breasts.
waitresses.
All right. Third Coast Grappling. Big shout out to them. Big sponsor. We have the event coming up June 21st.
3CG is
at
what we say on the street.
Warehouse Live.
June 21st.
3CG, two.
3CG. It's correct. We are almost sold out of tickets completely.
I'll get next.
And
You got to come close,
here in
Professor.
the next week or so, we're looking at probably the tables will be gone, and you won't be able to come in. So if you want to come to the event, I would advise you buy some tickets. I'd advise you buy some tables. I'd advise you.
I'd advise you to pick them up from your favorite fighter for now. Support the guys. Either way, get it if you can. Just get it however you
And
can.
if you can't, you can watch it live on Flow Grappling. But we prefer you come to us because you pay $30 to be with them, or you can pay $30 and come to our event.
Oh man, face to face. You get to see it, hear it, smell it.
Well, and for those who don't know, Third Coast Grappling, one of the premier events in a short time in the not only the Texas scene, but also the world scene of professional grappling. And this event at Warehouse Live, June 21st, is going to be fire.
Hey guys, and believe it or not, it's pretty much next week. I mean, if you
11
really,
days.
Yeah.
Not next week.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much next
Well,
week.
it's next week plus or
It's
minus.
basically
days.
tomorrow.
Hey, it's all fun and games to rush it ahead until you're the one throwing it.
Ryan, we also have an after party event. Is that correct?
We have a
yes.
pre-party and an after
Well,
party.
the weigh-ins and the after party are now sponsored by Jack Daniels.
Absolutely.
So, we'll
Shout
have
out to Jack.
the best craft beer and the original craft whiskey, throwing it down for Third Coast Grappling. We got Saloon door in the house.
Jack Daniels.
And that's another thing. You will not be able to drink another beer in Warehouse Live during the event unless it's a Saloon door beer. So you will be
Man.
converted whether you want to or not, or you'll just go thirsty.
Hey Ryan, so can I drink some whiskey while
While you're
watching-
commentating, no sir, you can't.
No, not commentating, but while you're watching some beautiful fights at Third Coast Grappling. too.
Other
Of
people
course, yeah,
can.
I mean, we're going to have Jack Daniels specials.
All
I mean,
right.
it'll be a full
you
alcohol
go.
liquor bar.
Well, and speaking of the commentary, Professor Allen and I, we've already made an agreement. We're not going to say fuck. We're not going to say bitch.
Can you say the C word?
We're not going to say cunt. We're not going to be cussing.
Or Cox.
What about
Yeah.
motherfucker?
We're not going to say motherfucker. And Professor Allen has agreed and shook. That's a handshake, folks. That he will match my drinking, which means we're going to have one beer.
But he also said he
Ryan.
would bake rooster and
No,
Ryan.
the rooster thing is done. But
I feel like we should
Yeah.
get a third
And-
commentator just in
and
case.
you know what?
Because
Well-
after the first fight,
Well, the good thing he'll stay just in case.
Blasphemy.
So-
Blasphemy on the third commentator.
So the third commentator will just always be just in case.
and
Just in case.
the Worm Guard father will be in the house, and he wants to come in and do a
man.
little guest commentating, and then we're going to be setting up possibly him and Miragali in December.
Well, you know,
So,
hey Ryan,
for the rematch.
I'm really
Mer-
excited.
Golly.
Keenan will be in town, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
really excited
The-
because we're going to have a lot of good people. We're going to have Eden in town. You know, possibly the guys from
Professor Homolo, Marcelo Garcia. I mean, the biggest
list
names in the
is
game for the
insane.
biggest
Well,
card in the
I'll
game.
tell you what, the match that I'm most excited about, Professor Lucas Valanche versus Marcio Andre.
Both silver
This would be a good
medalists
fight.
this last year. I mean, different
Man.
divisions, but that's going to be.
I am excited.
two world-class grapplers
Professor
on an
Lucas-
already stacked card.
Yeah, he's on fire right now. I mean,
Absolutely.
watching him compete at Worlds, I've never seen that kind of look. You know, seen him compete before. He's just like
Man, his fight with Lepre was
another
insane.
level.
Yeah,
Insane.
I'm more excited to ref, kind of, because I'm gonna be on the mat with some of these high level jiu-jitsu practitioners that some of them I haven't even met.
Throwing
So-
out yellow cards.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta
if
show 'em who's
if
boss.
They're not moving.
You got to
that
show
yellow
him who's
card,
boss.
And
That-
that's
I'm
one
gonna hit him in the back of the head with
Look,
it.
we had all these-
Professor, I think you should show up in full on like MLB referee gear.
We're a chess
Like
piece.
face mask, yeah, that big chest pad,
I mean,
the blue shirt and the
promoter?
trousers.
The mask.
promoter, can I
Hey, whatever.
can I
you
get a
wanna wear.
3CG referee style
Hey,
shirt?
or-
We should
straight up-
3CG face mask like one of the umpires.
Or a straight up NBA stripe Foot Locker fucking.
Yeah.
What about
I'll go. I like the Foot Locker idea.
Let's just
I'll
go-
go
It's
with
not
it.
bad.
What about like the NBA face mask? Like when Kobe broke his nose, like he had to wear the clear
Oh,
face
that'd be
mask?
good. Yeah.
And then the
Somebody-
vapors
No.
coming off.
I don't want to wear a clear face
I
mask.
think you ought to
It's gonna
go-
get all foggy because I'm gonna be so excited because of the matchups. It's gonna be nothing but fog.
I think you should be MLB with the
He's gonna be
big
breathing
chest
heavy
pad.
under that mask.
Oh,
Just-
so you want me to be umpire?
Umpire, yeah.
Not
Excuse me.
ref.
You're correct.
Yo,
You're
for
correct.
no
Umpire.
reason,
Umpire.
referee, whatever you want to do it with a bulletproof vest.
I think you
Fuck
should
it.
be a soccer
Coach,
referee.
I know
Shorts.
somebody that
Crew
has a bulletproof
Jonathan
vest.
has a bulletproof vest.
I
No,
didn't
I
want to
think
say
it
his
would be
name.
badass. Everyone's gonna be like, why does he have a bulletproof vest?
Like, have you
Bulletproof
seen
vest,
Get
who
Rich or
knows?
Die Trying? Do you see what
Because
happened
he's
to 50 Cent?
uncorruptible.
It could happen to any
Uncorruptible.
one of us if it happened to Mr. Curtis Jackson. Just remember that.
Who's
50
what?
Cent, you see how many times he got shot?
Who said the what now?
It's over your head, Professor.
He's a rapper.
It's okay.
What does he rap?
He raps gifts at Sears during the holiday season.
Yep.
Is that still a thing?
Part time.
Do people still do that? At
Yeah,
Sears?
absolutely.
I think
Is
like,
Sears still a thing?
That's how Eminem got his break.
In Brazil, they say hippie hoppy. Hippie hoppy.
Yeah, because they can't say rap because it would say hap.
Hap.
And that didn't make any sense.
Professor
Hippie
Lucas told me-
hoppy.
Professor Lucas goes, you like that Drake, that hat music? I
No,
was
the
like,
hippie hoppy.
yeah, I love it.
Hip hop.
You're like, I
Hippie
think
hoppy.
so.
Hodja hockey
Or
cafe.
the best one is called Papa Roach, Papa Hoach. That's my
Papa
favorite.
Hoach.
Papa Hochi.
Hochi. Yeah, Hochi.
Good lord.
If you want to stump your Brazilian friends, ask them to say this phrase: "World famous hot sauce." They will have trouble. Or you could ask them to say Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
They're not
Ooh.
good on that either. Say
Can we-
Pearl Jam. That's tough.
How do they
That's
say
tough.
it? What's an example? Let me.
I can't even do it.
Well, we've said this before. Something about when a word ends in a
hand.
hard consonant.
Yes.
It's hard for them to stick
Yeah.
to it.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, talkie.
Talkie.
It's
Talk.
like when
Milk,
you put
milky.
when-
Milky.
It's like when you
Milky.
put the third gear and you're fucking really supposed to go in first gear. You get that kind of stuff.
I don't understand your reference, but I like
no,
where your
you
head's at.
understand
Are
what
you
I'm
saying like how
Hey.
You know what I mean?
like you
Ricky
fuck up the
Bobby.
clutch? I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Yeah.
You know,
Go
if you
fast,
put the
baby.
third gear when you're supposed to go in first gear, you get that kind of like.
He goes.
hiccup. There you go.
If you ain't
Fuck up
first,
your
you're last,
car.
motherfuckers.
There you go.
There you go. But yeah, the event, everything's still in shape. The card is intact. I mean, I think bringing in Cyborg was actually maybe an improvement in a way.
It's going to be a good match.
Keenan's fought for us, and like with Cyborg, since he's came on, I've been getting hit up for interviews from Spain, like all kinds of different people.
The entire
He's,
country?
He's global.
España.
The
Yeah.
whole country?
I mean, he's
España.
kind of OG, and then
Kind
but
of.
but he's hung on to where that a lot of people that still watch it nowadays have seen him compete.
Well, and
also.
people forget too, he's ADCC champion,
Yeah.
right? Absolute champion.
Multiple-time world champion.
Yeah, that's right. And he's got a very unique style. Like that tornado guard he does is a very unique style. He's a big guy, moves really well. He's much bigger than Murgali, so it's a real fight.
So like when Miragali announced it on his social media today, Gordon Ryan was the first one in there saying yes, because like after the last fight Cyborg was in was the kind of the slap fest with Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
Like he was slapping around at Nogi.
Oh, I remember that.
So Miragali is going to come in. He said he wants to get him emotional,
Slap him?
get in his head. he said that guy's going to punch me by the time the fight's over.
Oh shit. Can me and Clayton both be on the map for that one?
I talked to Clayton today. Like I'm really excited you guys are doing this because I don't want somebody that's so conditioned to like the IBJJF way of doing things. I mean, you've competed in it, of course, but the IBJJF refs are like brainwashed into that's the only way. Like I want you to push the action, yellow cards.
Well,
take control of it, not as in a traditional IBJJF way, like just all the little.
Well, the base point system, which is the IBJJF point system, not only is it really well designed, but it is made after the efficiency of jiu-jitsu in also a self-defense scenario, right? And
Yep.
we've talked about this before.
Yep.
So it makes sense that mount is 4 points. It makes sense that back is 4 points.
Yep.
And honestly, I like that you're doing it just with the points because the advantages can get a little finicky.
So subjective.
Yeah, it's sometimes it can be really up to interpretation, and so I really don't feel comfortable with the advantages at all.
Well, I mean, anytime you have like the referee discretion,
Yeah.
that's going to create problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the athletes can't train for it. I've said this many times in the past. There's nothing wrong with having advantages, but you need to have clear-cut advantages. So there are a couple they already have in the IBJJF. So like making somebody turtle, that's a clear advantage. Putting them at half guard, making them flat, that's a clear advantage. But everything other than that, the advantages are very, very subjective. So that just creates. It's like in
What does almost exactly mean?
exactly. And
Professor?
you could hold particular
about
grips
breakfast right now.
for 3 to
What's a
5
grit?
seconds. You know what I mean? And the athletes are like, well, which is it? Is it 3 or 5? And what would happen is you can't prepare for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's because there's too much variability in the ref.
Yeah,
so
so
they don't just take those out.
Yeah, the points
you
are
know?
clearly defined, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And I can hit somebody with a yellow card.
And it
Can
makes
I
people-
actually, can I
makes
actually hit
people
them with
work
a yellow
harder
card?
too, you
Can I
know?
throw it at them.
With the yellow cards, I want you to be like aggressive, like you're shaming them.
Can I
like,
crumple it
like,
up in my hand and
Throw
be
it
like,
at them.
Can he say
And
shame?
then after the second one, and you got to give them the third one, the red one, they lose 50% of the purse. So I mean, Like I'm talking like some of these guys are making thousands.
So
like
hold on,
after the second one,
The
the
third
third one
one
is a red.
So
It's a
hold on,
red,
is
that's
there any
50%.
bonuses for Professor Berto to throw out a couple red cards?
He gets to keep the money
Do
he
not
takes
put
away
that
from
out
the
there.
athletes.
I came
I
up with
like
the idea,
that.
so you don't
He
I
gets
like
to keep the penalized
I
money.
like that, Professor. I like that
Hey,
idea.
in the
We
main
can,
event, if
we
you
can go
want
out
to
to eat.
penalize one of them, take 50%. I'm
Hey,
all right.
hey,
I'm all right.
quick thing.
Save us about $9,000.
So I'll
Everybody's getting a fucking red card.
Hey, you start the match with a fucking
Mama, we made it.
warnings, 2 negatives. Hey,
It's a red panty night.
quick thing. So out on social media, you see all these guys posting third posts right now, where they're training. So you see Cyborg, he's been training with Wagner.
Well, they all train together.
I
down
know
there.
the fight sports,
yeah.
right? So you got them. You got
Fight
Michael.
sports.
You got
The fight just sports you.
You got Michael Perez. So I told you guys I started training in when I was going to college in Puerto Rico. So Michael
Rico.
Perez is training
colleges in
with
Puerto
these
Rico?
guys out there, right? So that's pretty cool. Guys that I known who I used to start off with training with with Mr. Perez for his match at Third Coast. So I'll be reaching out to them, get some intel, and I'll be shooting that out there at Third Coast. What do you guys else? What else you got?
Hey,
We do our spot. We got through all spots.
Did we get the sponsors? ManFeed?
Yeah, I'll do that one.
We did ManFeed? We did ManFeed?
We got ManFeed. Yeah, we're good.
I had me a shake today.
Said rock and roll.
Yeah.
I had me a ManFeed shake today. I put some pineapple in it.
Sure.
Man, yeah.
Pineapple, strawberry, banana.
pineapple on pizza? That's controversial.
No. It's a protein shake.
Pineapple on pizza is a must.
Personally, I love it.
We'll do beers with Berto.
Pineapple with like legit Canadian bacon, not just like the bullshit, but like real
Man, I'm
Canadian
not down with
bacon.
Canadian bacon, man.
Isn't that just ham?
Yeah, exactly. We
Kinda
call it
like
ham.
but
Yeah,
it's
I
like
thought it was
a
ham.
breakfast
We just call it ham here.
Hey.
Well, hey, while we're on the topic of ham and Canadians, let's transition to something slightly unrelated. We're gonna move into some beers with Berto. What do we have today, Professor Berto?
All right, so this is actually Austin's kind of helping me with this segment. So Austin went on his honeymoon to Turks and Caicos.
Hang on. The segment. This is the gist of the segment. You pick a beer and give it to all of us. Is that correct?
Yes.
You need help with that?
No, but he was out of the country.
You can't handle that?
You were slightly confused at the moment.
He was out of the country, so this is a good time to reach out to the beer that I can't get here locally in the States.
Okay.
Right, it's a beer made in Turks and Caicos.
Oh, okay. I understand. I got
Right,
you.
so
I got you.
so I could not find this at
regional.
the store. Yeah, regional. It says I soon reach. This is interesting. If I were to guess, it's probably some kind of a lager.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. I think it's beer.
Like a lager,
like a lager with a flannel shirt on.
out there with
Big
a
beer.
we're doing it.
Can I read what it says on the can?
You can read the description.
I'm gonna read the description.
With
Well,
your,
I
with your
think
lovely voice.
I thought that's what Berto was doing anyway.
Island time is
Jesus.
taken pretty seriously here in the Turks and Caicos. While the rest of the world rushes from one thing to another, we have learned the value of taking the scenic route. It often takes a bit longer, but that's usually just the start of a good story. So next time someone tells you that they soon reach, they could be right around the corner or just setting sail from a Salt Cay en route to Grand Turk.
Excuse me?
Grand Turk.
Be prepared for a tale
grind?
when they finally
Is
get
that a
there.
rapper?
Grind Turk.
Grand Turk.
It says, and then at the bottom of the description it
Turk?
says, "Question,
Shit.
buddy,
But is he
where
grand?
are you?" Answer: just down the road.
Just down
Just
the
down
road.
the road.
Hey, man.
Hey man, by the beach.
By the beach,
Hey,
boy.
I was gonna bring in, when I was in the Dominican, they had this stuff called Mama Juana, which is like
You
this,
should have brought me some beer from the Dominican.
No, they have it's called Presidente. The beer over there. It's great.
Dude, we're lucky
I
he
love
brought
it.
himself
Yo,
back from
I
the
almost died
Dominican.
with that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Presidente?
Did
No,
you?
the marijuana.
Dude, the
What's Mama Juana?
It's like an aphrodisiac type drink. They brew this stuff. It's like
What
a
the
wine
fuck?
that's fermented in like trees and like all kinds of like tribal shit. And dude, that was the one where we drank. We went out to the club. I was out there till like 5 or 6 in the morning, just breaking it down. I was like,
Grinding
where did
on
these
the
moose come
stage.
from?
Coach
And then I
Ricky
have,
coming in strong with multiple beers in hand.
Multiple beers.
Oh fuck.
He can barely hang
Oh.
out. He thought you were gonna help him, but fuck
We got
it. I'm just
Professor
gonna look the other
Professor
way.
Nah.
Isai sliding in
Professor
too.
Isai.
Look at
Don't
this.
too much.
I knew that one was.
What's up, buddy?
I knew
Go
they
grab
weren't
a
for
chair.
me, so I was like, whatever.
Grab a chair.
Whose other 2 beers are these?
One's for Zachariah.
He's hobbled.
Thanks, buddy.
Professor Isai in the house.
Professor Brandon.
What's up? What are you pointing at?
How's it going, Ricky?
I have a feeling that you two are gonna like this beer because it's light and doesn't have much flavor to it.
Coach Ricky wanted to make some comments about my pants.
Is this thing working now or what?
They're loud.
Yeah, it worked because I.
Well, it's
checked on the
summertime, Coach Ricky.
So
It's summertime. You know, you got to get them colors going.
I guess side note while we're doing beers with Berto, if we have any homebrew listeners out there who would like to give us some submissions for us to sample and critique and hopefully not hurt your feelings with, by all means hit us up. We'd love to try some of your homebrews.
Hey, real quick, let's get Austin to describe these delicious beers you brought for us.
That's what we need, another 10-minute story about that.
Yay!
No, I'm just joking. Austin will do it better. Come on, baby.
So real
Austin,
quick-
I'm very interested to hear your story about the
It has
beer.
hops, and it's called beer.
Hey,
So yeah, so it's a light lager.
if we put a beat, can you rap it?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Make a
One day.
haiku about it?
Haiku, I like that.
I mean, not on the spot. If you guys had let me know earlier, I would have come up.
Worker
with
bees can fly away. Even drones can leave the nest. The queen is their slave.
The queen is their slave. Yeah, so it's a light lager. It's a little brewery in Turks and Caicos. It's delicious, and it has honey malt, so at the very end you'll get a little bit of honeycomb. It's my favorite light lager I've ever had, and it's craft. So
What's
that's
the
pretty cool.
accent like in Turks and Caicos?
English.
Yeah, but I'm sure they have some sort of accent.
They have a little bit of pigeon. So actually, the name of the beer is I Soon Reach, which is that's
Not
pigeon. It's
good
pigeon
English,
English. Yeah. It means I'll be at your location.
So when you
soon.
say pigeon, you mean like a Hawaiian type accent?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of different types of pigeon English.
Like when you throw
But
bread, they
Or like
never
Guam,
heard of that.
maybe?
Like,
Guam
yeah.
is pigeon, I think.
Everybody was really well spoken. They had the other accent. You know, when they're
Okay.
talking to like an off islander, they would use the other accent, and it was like an English accent. It was like
Oh, cool.
Queen's English, you know. And then they
They
would
should
talk to
they
each
should
other.
make it they should like adopt a South African accent.
So the
That one's
freaking
hard.
It's
See
right.
if the effort.
Yeah, that's a difficult.
Archer, Archer.
Yeah, it's very hard. Anyway, great beer. I loved it. I wanted to share with you guys. It's made by
TIA.
Turk's Head Brewery, and yeah, it's real tasty. That's it.
shout out to Turk's Head Brewery.
It's a
Better than that
4.2%
pickle shit we
alcohol
had.
by volume, so extremely.
No, I like the pickle one better.
Extremely sessionable.
Fuck
Yeah,
that,
it's good. Bless you. That's
What?
beer.
That was like opening a can.
Very easy.
I like
can
the
of
pickle
fucking
one. You didn't
hot
like
dog.
it?
90 of them.
I like it.
I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Dude, the
I mean, I
Dominican,
can-
all they have
I can
is
just
beer.
drink
It is.
Like,
It is.
like,
It's a good, nice, simple lager.
Well, obviously you can drink it, Professor. I know that.
It tastes just
You've
like
proven
a
that
Miller
many
Lite or
times
something,
before.
Like, that they would
Hold
do.
on, man.
It was amazing. That's all I drank. That and rum.
It's just not. It's not very. I can tell why you like this because it tastes like Miller Lite.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing. It's a refreshing
It's
beer.
an easy drinking beer. You don't have three of them to wake up with a hangover.
They didn't have Miller Lite.
You know what this tastes like? It tastes like Skol from Brazil.
Skol? How do you spell that?
Excuse me, SKOL.
SKOL.
Like I just say Skull.
A chop.
But it's like
a chop,
skull.
A chop.
I know mine's fine.
Skull.
You gotta get a chop of skull.
Cerveja de Skull.
I used to dip skull.
I knew girls that dip
That's
Skull in
good.
Oklahoma. They would do them Skull Bandits.
What?
Man, it really does taste like Skull.
I like it.
I
It's
think
light.
I think it's
I've-
light and refreshing.
It's not my style of beer, but I don't hate it. I like it.
You know, me and Austin both got back from our honeymoons recently. Austin.
Whoa, you
Wait,
guys
together?
Hey,
Not
we-
together.
Oh.
Not
Did you
together,
just
but
divulge something?
Yeah, man. I hope you guys have a great marriage.
Yeah.
That's right.
No,
You know what? It looks like you guys are made for each other.
I'm the
Polygamy's
power
a thing.
bottom.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's the bride and who's the
Pobo.
groom?
Hey, he just tries
Pobo.
to leg lock my third leg all the time. That's all that happens.
Oh,
He say power
shit.
bottom.
The worm guard.
He spends 20 minutes trying to find the
Hey,
knee.
it's a grub worm, baby.
Oh man,
He
that's
fucking,
insane.
he fucking does the overhook with
It's sad when you can get heel hooked on your
Except
dick.
to the left.
So, are y'all bears or otters? How does
I'm an
that?
otter for
twinks.
sure.
What? Yeah,
No, I
twinks.
thought
Twinks.
just one person was a bear.
Twink
out of the
versatile.
Professor Allen's
That's-
definitely a twink.
Well,
Hairless,
Austin already
very
said
nice
he's a
looking.
pobo, and that's when you generate power from the bottom.
Zach is a bear.
thing. Power from the bottom.
If you haven't heard the Third Coast Grappling
speed has
story,
everything to do with it.
Him and Tex Johnson almost got it on. If you would like to listen to, well, no, they were trying to check in at like 4:30 in the morning to a hotel,
Oh,
and like they check in and they're like, "Sir, yeah, this room will have one king bed or whatever." It's just Zach and Tex in there, and y'all need an extra bed, and they both look at him like, "No," and they're like, "All right." 4:30 in the morning, two big dudes checking in. one
Look
king-size
at
bed.
these gruff fellas having an evening to
Having an
remember.
evening
We're gonna need an extra cleaning unit on the floor after
You
we're
know,
done.
Zach looked a little worried. Tex looked secured. They were like, "Oh, we know who's it."
Hashtag
That was the
romantic.
hate before the hate.
All right. So
Shit.
So did y'all both wear tuxedos or just one? How did that work?
One
Two-
wore
two-
a white tuxedo and the other one wore a black
The
tuxedo.
traditional? Okay.
one
We're gonna fuck
wore a
shit up, ladies and
tuxedo, the
gentlemen.
other one wore the
What were we
other
gonna say
guy.
about the honeymoon?
I wanted to get like a crazy story you may have had while you're out there. I mean, I'm sure Turks and Caicos is a little more developed than the fucking Dominican
Yeah.
Republic. Like, there's people dying in the resort right next to me while I was there. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, there's 4 Americans
somebody get
that have
kidnapped?
died.
Dude,
No,
there's
four,
like
four
four
people
cou-
have died in Dominican Republic, and then 2 other people died in a mysterious crash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
two
all
people
doing
were-
cocaine or they're all doing some crazy shit out there. Like, they're getting fucked up. But they said they found water in the lungs of one of them, so they must have got beaten at the beach and then taken back into their hotel room and got robbed.
Fuck, or they
Like, these
drowned.
people are poor as fuck. Like, it reminded me of being in Iraq. Like, kids are running up with like hand-drawn pictures and trying to sell them to you for $1. Like, I'm running on a dune buggy. my
Hey,
American
look,
privilege.
in all honesty, the pictures were shit, weren't
No,
they?
they're terrible pictures. I
They're
wouldn't buy them
horrible.
for
So
$1.
Yeah.
But still,
I would laugh if he was like, actually, it's the best portrait
You
I've ever
probably draw
had.
better with your
amazing.
Well, if it's a good port,
It
I would
was a
buy it.
caricature.
But no, but it was crazy. Like, yeah, there was.
Did they just draw a bunch of fat people with you?
I
There's like a circle in
Yeah,
the
it's
face.
just, you know,
on
just
the face,
probably
that's it.
unrealistic.
But
you
no,
know?
it was sad, man, to see these kids like they were like run up with a twig in their hand and try and give it to you. And I took it to give to Lisa. We're on the little dune buggies, and they're like $1, $1. I'm like, for a fucking twig, take your twig back, and just give it back to them.
Yeah, that's what I would
And
have
then,
done.
but it was
It's like
sad, man.
buying
And
the
then,
$12 chiclets in
the
Mexico.
clubs we went to were insane. Like inside of a cave. There's another one. There's like a midget Beetlejuice running around. He kept humping my fucking leg. I mean, it was amazing. Like, I've never seen clubs like that before.
That's legit.
It was
Say
fun.
What?
midget-
a midget
a
Beetlejuice?
I'll show you all the video later.
Like was he wearing the striped
A
suit?
legit, full-on, made-up midget Beetlejuice.
Are
Like
you
makeup and
Are
everything.
you sure
Yeah,
it wasn't
video
Michael
of it.
Keaton?
Yeah, I like also too how you just mentioned there was a club in a cave, and you just glanced over that like it's normal.
It's a ritual thing.
Yeah.
The club and
No,
the
there's
ca-
lots of clubs and caves.
I don't want to go into that story right now.
Anyways, going back to third coast.
Too hot for TV.
What are the refs going to be wearing? Is there a uniform? What
Professor
do we got?
Berto's going to be wearing a shirtless, not a shirtless, a sleeveless
JustKeepants.com.
tuxedo.
I'm gonna have a bow tie on.
Yo, he should wear gi pants for real.
I'm gonna have
There
bow
you
tie
go.
on and the Just Gi Pants tights.
Gi pants.
with
no,
JGP.C on his chest and lipstick.
Yeah, you should wear the tights, no
Yeah.
shorts, just
Just the tights.
And a big
Professor
fucking
Lucas style.
cup, exaggerated cup.
Hey, stick
right
like
there.
2 pairs of socks in there and wear Valetudo shorts.
I don't need the socks.
Hey,
I think you should wear a
saying,
Third
it
Coast
helps
Grappling
enhance
shirt
no matter how
cut
big
at the
the back-
midriff.
no tucked into the tights. I think is
You think so?
Tucked
Tucked
into the
in.
tights.
Yeah,
Is
that's
the
a
game.
word.
Singlet, that's
you
what
got to
we
be
do.
professional.
3CG singlet.
you wanna be professional.
What size shirt do you wear?
Like
Like a medium.
Get a small.
Medium.
you came to party, but you want to be professional.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So the tights symbolize the willingness to party. However, the tucked in shirt
I want to be tucked in.
says I'm
It's
professional.
always better to be overdressed than underdressed.
100%.
Professor Berto, though, is pulling double duty. He's going to be competing, and this guy's good. He's a black belt from Mexico. It's going to be Mexico versus El Salvador, and then
Professor's
Are
from
you
El
trying to start a
Salvador?
civil war
Not
here?
from
No,
Mexico.
his opponent is
My
from
opponent.
Mexico.
his opponent's from
My
Mexico.
So rude.
El
It's the
Salvador.
battle of El Salvador
El
versus
Salvador is a
Mexico.
second Mexican state.
It's one of those Mexican countries.
Yeah, it's one
They're
of those
both very
Mexican
hardworking
countries.
immigrants. So, like, after he gets done fighting, he's going to go pull double duty as a referee. Very hardworking, those people.
Those people.
whoever-
Whoa, those people.
I'm just kidding, on purpose.
I didn't know it was this kind of podcast.
You
Do I have
absolutely
to, do I have
did.
to mop the mat?
When
up?
I-
Apparently, I didn't know.
Wow.
it was
Professor,
that
when
type
I
of-
approached you about this
Wow.
podcast, I was like, we need to
Matchup
get together and
afterwards.
talk
You got a
about
referee,
those
you gotta
people. You
compete.
said
Wow.
I'm
You gotta-
fucking in.
No
Gotta
comment.
help break the
Okay.
shit
You gotta
down.
break
No
the shit down,
comment.
referee, and compete. Jack of all trades.
I mean, I better be getting paid the whole time.
100 pesos.
100
Yeah,
pesos.
you're getting paid in your native currency.
I think we're half an
That
hour
fucking
in,
banana.
and we haven't made it through the sponsors yet.
No, we made it to the sponsor.
think
No,
we
we're
did.
through the sponsors.
We're
We've done.
done?
We've
Yeah,
done
we
beers.
went.
We've done beers with Berto.
Okay.
We
That's
still
a great
need
beer, by
Ricky's
the way.
Monster Manual, but he's not here.
He's watching the Warriors game.
Okay,
Warriors
he's
and the
so
Raptors.
yeah, he's doing sports ball. But I did have a what's in the box from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, in the motherfucking box.
But it's a picture. What's in the box? Picture request. What's in the box?
Like of a box?
So yeah,
I don't understand.
Well, I'll explain it. I'm getting there. So a couple weeks ago, we had mentioned on the podcast something about that Snapchat dude looks like a lady filter. Well, we got
Come on, this is
we
so
got, Dude, we got a
ridiculous.
request.
Can we go back to the
Someone
lady
wants to see the Fifth Stride podcast members in their Snapchat
Not me.
lady transitions.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to do it, but I'm the
I'm not doing it.
I got the evidence.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
They're
it.
like Weird Al Yankovic
It is
in a
so
wig.
ridiculous. I don't give
It
a
does
fuck
look like
what I would
Weird
look
Al.
like if
That
I was
was
a
a good
woman.
one.
Why do I care about that?
No,
It's
it's
just
not.
funny.
It's not for you, Brandon.
And he'd
It's
be
not
very
for
fit
you.
For a woman.
It's just funny.
You look like one of those Icelandic.
I would rather do
Doris
like
daughter or
the
whatever.
dog ears
I
and be
already
like an
know.
animal
I already
kin.
know.
A manimal?
So look, we can take it. We can take a picture of all of y'all as women, and I'll be an animal kin.
We'll just put. We'll
You
put
know, our final picture for the night should be all women, like us.
No, but I want to be the animal
no,
kin.
but for Professor Brandon, you just got to put like a mirror.
And our
cat
outro
filter
music
on
should
him.
be the Golden
Just
Girls
have him
theme.
like a little.
Our outro
That was
music should be
alright.
the Golden Girls
with it.
theme. Thank you for being a friend. It'll be great. Being a
Or you can do the puppy dog ears.
That's what I said. The dog.
I don't like the fact that you don't want to play
Get
along.
into the gay versus.
I just don't get it. Like,
That
how much
seems kinda
time do you have on
excessive,
your
like,
hands?
yeah, do we gotta
How
all
much
fucking
time
Are
do
you
you
gonna
have
do
on
it
your
with your tongue out
hands?
too?
You're
and
not
make
gonna
it
do it,
really,
Austin?
you know,
I'm
for
trying to
the-
have a professional
I just-
podcast
that
here.
seems kind of
Man.
like what? Like it's no.
We got the request, man. All right.
I
well,
want a question.
Request denied.
request denied.
Request
Shane, and I
denied.
apologize.
Send us questions, not pictures. What is
No,
that?
it was. It was a. What do you look like as a chick?
I look fine.
Who asked that twisted ass question?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
It was actually an
I have a great
anonymous
big old
submission.
female dog.
Yeah.
Hey guys, quick question. So, what's your favorite match you're looking forward on June 21st?
The what?
Favorite match?
Yeah, let's go around the table. I want to hear what y'all think.
I already said Professor Lucas Valenche versus Marcia Andre. That's my number
It's a
one.
great match. What do you think,
Alright.
Professor Allen?
Man, there's a few matches I want to see, but I'm kind of curious that Marigali Cyborg match is. You know, I love Cyborg. You know, he's an older grappler. Marigali's going to push the pace. He's going to try to cut corners and cut angles and do all this bullshit.
Fresh off a world title.
There you go, fresh off the world title, and Cyborg's wanting to shut that down. So I'm excited for that.
And Amir Ghali, he sent me a message today and said, "You guys are the future of our sport." I mean, we're paying him pretty well, so of course he's going to be very nice. But he said what we're trying to do. He said he doesn't do super fight events. He's never fought for another super fight promotion since he's been in jiu-jitsu.
That's
ever.
not. He fought for Copa Podia.
Who?
Copa
Copa
Podia.
Podia is more of a like an IBJJF, CABJJ kind of more thing. Copa Podia is not
Like
the
they're
same
not so much super fight; they're more like a tournament
like
base, right?
Like
Okay.
he doesn't do these sort of events where he's just coming out, you know, and just fighting one guy and doing all that stuff. People say he's hard to deal with, but he's been great to deal with, to be honest with you. And then with Flow Grappling, we got him going up there. We're going to go up there, me and him and whoever else, go to
Yeah.
Austin after the event, do the podcast. Mirgali's going up there. Edwin Najmi's flying in before, doing some Flow Grappling PR for the event. I mean, they're really coming through. I mean, it took a little while in our relationship with them, but those guys are really coming through. I think next year we'll see a pay-per-view, and we'll definitely see an escalation in what we're trying to do.
And, you know, as the relationships build with these guys, it can only get better, right? I
Man,
mean,
we can. I can honestly say right now we can book whoever we want. I mean, it's good.
You might say the sky is the limit.
You could say that.
you know, that's a very good
I'm
point.
looking forward
Yeah.
to Professor Marcelo.
Good point.
I'm looking forward to Professor Marcelo.
Oh man, I forgot
and
about
Gilbert
that.
Burns.
So it's a tie.
That's gonna be amazing.
I
So
forgot about that.
That match is
In the gi.
super intriguing because
Ooh.
man, I feel like there's a lot of people out there
Oh.
that don't understand
People
how,
sleeping on
how
Professor Marcelo.
raw Professor Marcelo is.
Yes.
So I was at Pearland this last weekend, Friday. I went there and trained. I have my fight coming up, so I have to train. And I was kind enough to be asked to train with Professor Marcelo.
Oh, you're the uke?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So it felt like he was demonstrating
I was
techniques
a
on me.
fucking mannequin.
So it felt like he was demonstrating
Shout out
moves
Donna
on me.
here.
However, I was resisting, and
Did he hit you with that slick mount from north south?
No.
Where does it
I
break dance
love
on you?
that.
He did, didn't
love
he?
that.
Yes, he did.
No,
Yes,
the
he
the
did.
hip switch hop around.
He did.
He
hip
beat me
hop.
in a much more fundamental way.
Footlock.
I was
No, he just passed my guard and crushed me.
I was looking on Instagram, and his wife, Coach Mariana, another world champion. You know, they got that world champion DNA over there. She posted a video. Professor Marcelo is out there, fucking battle ropes, fucking bench press, fucking
Oh, yeah.
killing it in the garage.
And he's
right
pretty
now.
active too.
That dude-
He's competed in multiple other tournaments. I mean, he's pretty active.
Yeah, he's
as
not
well.
he's not just sleeping on the couch and then
Yeah,
getting up and
yeah,
doing all this
exactly.
extra shit.
He's
he
training
puts
every
in
day
work
and he's
all
competing.
the time.
And Gilbert
Yeah.
was kind of Gilbert Burns was honey dicking me the whole time. He's like, man, you know, I haven't done the gi in forever. And then he posted a video today of the Miami Open because I went to Professor Marcelo and I was like, yeah, man, he hasn't even been in the gi in like a few years. He goes, it's bullshit. I just saw him at the Miami Open. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that Brazilian intel, son. Like, I didn't even, like Gilbert's been telling me
Sneak attack.
I haven't done it in a
Did
while.
you say sweet dicking you?
honey
Hun-
dicking?
honey-
Honey
dicking,
dicking.
bro.
Honey dick.
You
Honey
don't,
dick?
you don't know what
Trick.
honey dicking is?
That's called a trick.
You don't know what honey
Trick.
dicking is?
Good
Trick.
old no good honey dickers.
Man,
Trick.
I guess. Who would put honey on their dick?
A honey dicker.
That's just a waste of good honey.
I have never done it.
If I was by the fridge and the girl was into that, I'd get my pick. It's funny. I'm just saying. Tell 'em,
This is a
Yeah,
family
well-
podcast, Ryan. This is a family show.
Professor, you said motherfucker within the first 10 minutes of the podcast.
We just
No, what I said was we're not gonna say motherfucker, which
Yeah,
is
we're
way
not-
different.
yeah, we're
I
not
said
saying motherfucker.
I said we're
Hey,
not gonna
we
say
are
motherfucker.
not gonna
We're not
say
gonna say
motherfucker
cock. We're
on
not
this
gonna say
podcast.
fuck. That's what I said.
What about
That's
cocksucker?
very
Is that-
or
different.
cunt.
Yes.
None of
I
that
said-
shit.
Yeah,
I
we're
would
not gonna
not
say
say
cunt.
that
What about FUPA? Is that advisable?
That's not even a cuss word.
Well,
But fat up the
fupa.
pussy area, it's an acronym for it.
I prefer the term
Fat up
gunt.
the- Gunt? I like the gunt too. That's a good one.
I that's a great alternative. Gunt.
The FUPA or the gunt is great.
Oh, guns. Jesus.
Hey, it's a new
Wow.
porno.
Ryan,
Forrest
Ryan
Gump.
has a
Wow.
gun.
I don't have a gun.
No.
It doesn't.
I have a belly flap. There's a difference.
I saw a meme today that said if our ass had a horizontal line instead of a vertical line,
Fucking
our ass would
coneheads,
clap
man.
every time we went on a jog. And I
right.
could not stop fucking laughing.
Well,
Those
so
are
you can also have the
coneheads.
term front butt. That's also a
Front
term.
butt.
Fupa, gunt, front butt. That's also a.
This is what they did to our boy Dean out there today. They memed him up again.
Let me see.
They just had to do our boy
Oh,
wrong.
he got bad. Yeah,
Let me
that's
see.
true.
When they belly bagged him at the Saloon
He
Honor.
got belly bag.
He got belly bagged by that monster, dude.
Yeah, I
It was
remember.
terrible.
Oh, what about
Our boy
yeah.
Dean. Shout out Dean, I love you, man. But
Hey, yo,
that
send me
meme
that
lived
picture.
on a
Let's
year
repost
later.
that shit.
A year later, it's still going strong.
Dino Marino, we love you, buddy.
Hey, that's why competition is hard. You might end up as a.
Belly bag, son.
You know.
Hey, did y'all see on Facebook the two white belts in our gym
Oh,
taking their shirts off and fighting each other?
Cam and then the other guy, Bob, I think it was, the neck cranker from hell.
Yeah,
They were out there on the side of the freeway throwing down, bro.
I know, dude.
Like,
What was
Man,
the?
yeah,
videos?
yeah.
I saw some of it. Like, what was the store? Where were they at?
Alex said that they went and got wasted watching the fights.
Looked like
and they went out
Hooters.
there and he was like, they just started acting crazy, you know, just doing stuff.
Bro.
And
I saw one of them chug like
Bro,
two beers at the same time, which was
bro.
impressive.
Cameron, the Scottish dude.
I don't use names,
Very
but it was
impressive.
impressive.
That's already a problem right there, right?
You know what? You're a problem.
Hey, he's
Professor.
tough, man. He's tough. Cameron's tough.
He's very tough. He brings the
Yeah.
the pride of Scotland with him.
Yeah.
You have to hit him with the haggis choke.
Three
Aberdeen.
wrestling classes, and all of a sudden they want to do it on the street.
They
That's
want
a
to
good
fucking
point.
double leg
That's
each
a
other
good
in their
point.
mom's front yard. Like, how old are we?
Aberdeen.
Bob got him with that power double, though.
Bob did, but you know, in the
Got him.
wrestling class, Bob,
Yeah.
I love it, man. He comes in with that energy. He's weird. He's funky. And
Yeah.
he falls to the wildebeest double leg every time.
Every time. Well, so
Every
do
time.
I. That's what happens,
No.
man. That's what
I weigh
happens.
about like 200 pounds.
I mean,
it's bad.
I try and get that arm in, like Professor Brandon showed, you know, and I try to sprawl. But like you got those arms, man, and you just pull it all in. I can't sprawl.
The problem is you're sprawling on your toes instead of your laces.
That's my problem.
Professor Brandon.
I'm gonna do it better next time.
Hey, here's the new bum fights for you.
No, I saw. I watched it.
Oh, yeah, I know you stay creeping on Facebook. I know how you
I
be.
creep. I creep.
Professor Brandon loved to creep.
I creep.
Right here, look.
So,
I be creeping.
you got any
creep
new
like
you got any new
TLC.
memes in the
Like
works?
TLC, like
You
Creep.
got any ideas for some new memes coming
Oh,
up?
I always got
Yeah.
new
Keep
memes.
it on
We just
the
finished up
ground.
our caption contest.
I'm sorry, but mine was the best one.
Well,
Yours
there
was amazing.
There were some
Mine
great.
was the best one.
There were some great entries.
Professor, yours is pretty lame, actually.
Which one was yours?
I read it. It was kind of. It was pretty
Which one
lame.
was yours?
I mean,
Let's
of
go
course
with
you're
yours.
gonna like it.
I like. I
It's like
like
your baby. Of course you're gonna like your baby,
I
but if
liked
somebody
it. It
tells
was-
you your baby's ugly, you're gonna get all upset.
Mine was
There was
pretty
a-
good.
You got an ugly baby.
It was a
Mine
strong
wasn't a story.
comment.
You got an ugly baby. I'm sorry.
Bro,
Yo, mine wasn't a story.
Bro,
I'm
there-
sorry.
It was a strong comment.
Lisa showed me on one of those moms of Galveston County groups or whatever. This lady posted a picture and she's like, I was in a Facebook group and this lady said my baby was ugly. And she posted a picture of it.
The baby was ugly?
fucking baby. Like,
Look,
Dude,
like,
I
it's
hate when,
terrible.
I hate when
But
people
if you have,
say
like, 80
there's no such
comments
thing
of
as an
people
ugly
like,
baby.
Oh, no, the
All
baby's not
babies
ugly.
look like little aliens.
It
man.
looked like
No,
the movie from
so look-
Critters.
Yes.
Critters.
No,
Remember the
no.
Critters, the little
Hey,
rolling
but
thing?
it's not fucking. It's
Oh,
not Gizmo in this
Critters
one.
1 was good.
No,
No,
that's
Was
it was
right.
great.
Who's the rock? Johnny Steele, the rock
Critters
star
are
guy.
gremlins that had,
He was
uh,
cool,
So,
man.
so look, here's the thing. If you have an ugly baby, it's okay.
Yeah, they're gonna grow out of
They're
it.
gonna
They're
grow.
gonna grow out of it.
Right? Sometimes babies are really cute and they grow up to be like a ugly ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
I was a
if
cute
you have
baby.
an
Look
ugly
what happened.
baby, just kind of embrace it.
I
Love
happen
it
to be.
like,
I
love it
happen
like
to be
it's
a
your
handsome
own.
baby as well as a handsome
Were you a
adult.
tiny baby like?
But
a
not everybody
4-pound
can be
baby?
like that.
Yeah, was your head always that same size?
Yeah, small.
Coming out looking like Stewie or something.
Stewie would be the opposite of Professor Brandon.
You said big head. Come on.
No, he's got a tiny head.
No, okay, well we'll go with. Remember the
It is
head shrink from
proportional to my body.
Remember the Mario
You have
movie?
a tiny body.
Remember the Mario movie back in the day, like
I
the
am a
live action
rooster.
Mario with the shrunken head guys?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. The hoop.
My head is not shrunken.
Your whole
Professor,
body is
I think
shrunken.
you're proportionately amazing.
What size?
Thank you.
What
Thank
size
you.
is your fitted hat? Do you know that? Off the
3
top of
and a
your
half.
head?
7 3/4. I don't know. Probably it's a 6 actually.
So Austin has a monster head. What is yours?
Dude.
8?
7 and 5/8.
7
Austin's
and 5/8.
head
I'm
is
7
at
and
least
3/4,
twice as
dude,
big
like-
as mine.
7 3/4 all
Hey,
day.
so hold on, going back.
I
When,
can't even wear
you know, you can
snapbacks.
instead of shipping,
I was the kid at
shipping my
football and I had to
pants,
wear the
or
orange
whatever,
helmet.
you can
when
just give
everybody
it
else had
back.
the-
You can just give it to
I
me
get one
personally.
snap out of a snap.
I get that.
Why
I
am
get
I
the
giving you
snaps
free
for the
geek
one.
pants?
Yeah.
I'm like, Zach,
The
can we get
meme
some fitted hats?
Or
You have
We already
not
said-
won.
We already said that your fucking comments suck.
I will
dude.
say there were some great
To you.
comments. However, the winner is not present.
Professor,
There
why
you
are
go.
you? English is not his first language, so he's trying to translate in his mind
It is my first
into
language.
English. So he should be applauded for his efforts. I applaud
Hey,
you,
you
Professor
know,
Allen.
No, you don't get applauded for effort. Sorry.
Yeah, we hate effort.
Effort you should always give.
Come
Could it be
correct
an
or
E?
not at all.
You should always give your best effort.
You did great. I'm proud of you.
I'm looking through the me or the captions now. Stop cheating, motherfucker.
There's some great ones. There's some also ones that don't make any sense. I didn't really get them.
You didn't get him?
Yeah, there was a couple that just.
You wrote like a paragraph. What the
Austin wrote a
fuck?
fucking
Austin was
story.
good. The last line was the best part of Austin's.
What are you
I like
doing?
that.
Professor Brandon speaks in paragraphs, and he argues. He'll hit you with 5 things that you have to respond to before he gives you the airtime, and you respond to one of the 5 things, and then he hits you with 5 supporting things on the one. You didn't even get to the other 4. That's what I was making light of.
Badgering the witness.
I liked it. I liked it. Not the champion, but it was strong. Top
Objection,
5.
Your Honor.
That's my very first entry.
You're right. And you know what? That was a strong entry. You know? I
Irrelevant,
hope
badgering
I
the
hope
witness.
you won't get discouraged.
Nah. I've been in good second place my whole life.
The
But I've been second place at like 300 things.
I thought the
So
picture was a good candidate for the caption contest. It seemed very, and just to be clear, I wasn't yelling at the person. It looks like that, but I'm really not.
It looks like you like dropped your mouth. Mouth
Yeah,
guard.
it
The one where you're like this?
Yeah, it looks like I'm screaming at the guy,
Like
but
your
I'm
mouth
not.
guard fell in his mouth or something.
I was just,
It looks like you just said, hey!
yeah, I know.
That guy,
Oh!
that guy you're talking to is really good. I've trained with him at
that purple
Nick,
belt guy?
Nick
Yeah, yeah,
Schwann,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yes,
Schwartz
Yeah,
is good.
he's a real good guy.
Nick Schwartz is good, man.
Yeah.
Schwann.
I think
Schwan.
Schwan.
Professor Jaime.
He had a good
Competitor.
he had a good comment as well. He left a comment that was good. Also,
Yeah,
So who won?
yeah.
Yeah, who won?
I will be announcing that over my Facebook page probably tomorrow.
Oliver's every other entry.
How are you even
Oliver.
fucking messing
Like,
with
he's
it?
like-
Why'd you plug it
I
in
only,
twice?
only
dick?
did 2 this time.
Do you get maxed down to a certain amount of?
No, there's
Here,
no
plug
max.
this into
You're
that.
welcome to enter as many times as you like. And I used to have a celebrity guest make the judgments, but now like I just do it myself now.
Oh shit! Well, I'm
Sorry,
out.
Professor, I was
I don't know
busy.
why you were
I
ever
apologize.
scared about
I'm
you
out.
being biased, but because it's your company.
Well,
so
I
you
just
can be
wa-
as biased as
Well,
you
I just want it
fucking
to be
wanna
fair, but now like I'll ask people to do it, and then they just don't do it. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You know,
You should ask the previous winner to do it.
I think I won.
That way they can't
I
win
won
back-to-back.
once,
that's not a bad
think.
idea.
I think
It's
I
not a
won
bad
once.
idea.
I got some pants.
Maybe
I think I did.
you can pick a winner, Professor Birdo, if you want.
I'm down to do that. I'll be the. How do you call it?
Actually, no, you're disqualified because of that little interaction I just witnessed.
What? No, I wouldn't pick him. I would just never pick him.
I would have to have someone not invested to be the.
Well, I wouldn't comment on the ones I'd be judging, Professor.
I'll give you one leg and 3 pants.
What? Who said the what now? What are we talking about?
If you let me get the string off of the
Got
pants,
it.
then maybe.
Deal.
Don't worry about what we're talking about.
Maybe I get a special celebrity judge.
Speaking Spanish.
There you go.
American mother.
You should have a producer Zach pick.
No.
Okay.
Remember that time early in the episode when he tried to talk?
Oh fuck!
He's disqualified.
Damn it!
Zach is
Damn
very well
it.
thought out.
He was
so
doing
like thinking
great
of
up
a
until
response
that,
for
and then he was
Until he
talking and
opened his
stuff, and
mouth.
I was like, "No way, man!
Professor Brandon was like, I was
Out.
gonna pick every single one of you, and then y'all started breathing.
Out,
We don't want these not pro engineers up in here.
DQ'd,
Man.
It
DQ'd."
was the comment that somebody was not at 6:30 a.m. class.
Oh shit!
You weren't at the 6:30 a.m.
I
You're there,
have
Professor.
prior
I was there.
engagements.
I thought you teach that class.
Well, you know,
Look,
how, you know how it is, Professor,
Zach
at the
is just
beginning.
jealous
So you abandoned
because he
the job?
knows that I'm going to be a professional engineer, and I'm going to put that in his face every time I see him.
Yeah. You can take all the responsibility.
I'm gonna make him refer to me as Professor Brandon PE,
PE.
PE like physical education.
Yes.
professional engineer. Professor
You have to
Brandon.
say PE.
And there has to be an appropriately long pause in between Professor Brandon PE.
What?
Like
You gotta
I would
be-
say.
You can just say no. I'll say Professor Brandon P.
No, you can't do that. You can't. No. There has to be an appropriate pause.
is what that
Like
stands
5
for.
years, right?
What's that?
You have to work as an engineer for a certain amount of time, right?
I don't give a shit about that. I'll do it. Yeah, but you can. They changed it now. I don't know if you know, but they changed it. You can take the test immediately.
Oh, and then once you get
Yeah.
the-
So as soon as you pass the FE, I mean, I'm sure there might be some sort of lag time, but you can basically take the PE anytime you want.
you can take it before you graduate.
Yeah, exactly. But then you still have to get the work experience before you actually get your certification as PE.
You know what's stupid? That you have to take a test for everything when it comes to, for example.
That's
that,
great insight,
right?
Professor Allen.
No, well,
that was really great
it's kinda
insight.
stupid
Listen
because-
up, kids. Tests are stupid.
They are
Really great
They
insight.
They are. You know, a lot of times you have people who don't never go to school, best businessmen
Who don't never go
and
to
women.
school? So people that go to school.
Obviously,
there's
you
people
didn't
who-
pass
Yeah,
the
you
English
didn't pass
test.
your
There's
test. This is what
people-
I
happened.
would
people-
argue that they get tested.
Leave them alone, he's from Peru.
They're building their business.
No. So what I'm saying
Peru.
is this:
They don't have tests in Peru.
One of the best business men and women sometimes don't even finish high school.
Right,
So-
but they get tested in different ways.
correct, but not the
Well,
standard way
I mean, you
is
might.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I agree that standardized tests are not always the best way to
Right.
judge somebody's ability. I agree that 100%.
You mean the SAT isn't legit? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no.
Well, you just can pay $200,000. and then-
I'll
Is
tell
there,
you.
like, fair
I'll
cost
tell
for
you an
somebody?
interesting fact about the SAT. Well, it's not really about the SAT. It's about a good friend of mine, Professor Chris Mango. If you're listening, what's up?
Mango.
He actually made a perfect score on the SAT. He got a 1600,
Okay.
which is pretty amazing.
So he was probably highly recruited by colleges or something.
Okay, so this is what's hilarious about it. So he made a 1600 on the SAT, I believe, when he was in 10th grade. Okay?
Okay.
And then successfully talked his dad into allowing him to drop out of high school. And the conversation basically went something like this. You can't drop out of high school. You have to complete it. And he says, basically, Dad, I got a perfect score on my SAT score. I can go on my SAT test. I can go to any college in the nation, whether I have a high school diploma or not. And the dad was like, yeah, you're right. So he dropped out.
I don't think that's
Is he?
right.
Did he go to college?
No, but he could have.
I don't think that's
But
right.
what did he end up doing? I want to know. Did he just? Is he homeless
He
now?
got,
or
no.
what?
I mean, he's a business owner.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's a big deal. 1600. That's nuts. That's
It's even a
insane.
bigger deal to convince your dad of that shit.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many parents that would be like, I
But
don't
him
give a
dropping
fuck.
out,
Yeah, exactly.
You're still going
he
to
might-
fucking
he's
high
not
school.
good at finishing things.
What's that?
I said, but him dropping off.
He
out
finished the
would-
test, Zach.
But it would show the.
Okay.
college
Otherwise, you
that-
couldn't get a 1600.
It would show the college that could finish.
What did you get in the SAT?
Stop touching me, man. God.
1200. I did horrible. I got like a
Eat before you get
1080
here.
or
I didn't bring you
something.
rolls.
Really?
Yeah,
I got high on my.
But
math
I
and
didn't really like.
English. My English was like low.
Yeah, I took it. I think I was a sophomore when I took it. You had the option to take it again, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to junior college anyways, and then go to a university. I didn't really care about
I
it.
think I got like 1200, something
that's
around
good.
there.
That's good.
Like
I'm a
I'd say
horrible
I did
tester.
really good in the science and math. I did really shitty on the reading. I probably would do just as shitty on
Man,
everything.
you know
right
what? I
now.
always hated those questions like this is to that as this is to that. Like some of them were easy, but then they got real complicated like fast. You know, those are tough.
Yeah, the SATs. So
Do they have those in England?
They have really good dentists in England. Right here.
No, I didn't take the SATs in England.
Orthodontics, front of the
Sorry.
class.
Sorry, I was waiting to exhale. That was.
But on another note, I want to ask you guys a question, because this is something me and Zach have kind of gone back and forth on. For an event like we throw, concert, alcohol fueled, lots of adults, kids should not be allowed a pro event like that.
No
correct?
kids.
I say 18 and up.
And that's where we went with 18. Initially, I wanted to keep it 21, But then I said 18 because there's people
You're
that
adults,
we train
man.
with that are
Yeah.
like, hey, I got a kid that's 16. He's not an asshole. Can he come with us?
Well,
Cool,
you
I'll
know
make
what?
an
I think
exception.
it depends on the environment you want to have.
But I don't like. I want a team environment. People are not going to let loose with a bunch of kids running around.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
like, you know, I mean, me personally, I think the event would be more fun if it was 18 and up. That's what I think.
Yeah, and
So-
that's the way we're going to go with it for sure.
Yeah, the thing is, you're selling alcohol, and
Yeah.
you want people to just be able to watch a show and have a good time. Now, you know, if the show starts to get
Well,
really,
and you know, a lot of the people working the event and on the card are instructors, and you know, people who are fighting on the card. I'm sure they want to have their fight and then have a good time and enjoy the show.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't. Oh, and you know, if you have kids there, they're potentially your students. I mean, you don't want to have to try to. I mean, you want to have a good time. You know what I mean?
Good
So,
angle to look at it.
I just think it's. I mean, we know Professor Brandon loves the kids,
Love
but
kids.
it's nice to have an event where
Oh,
you know. I
love
mean,
kids, too.
you can
Is
cut
that a
loose.
thing?
You can cut loose. I mean, everybody's going to behave. I don't want to. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be some orgy in there, but everybody's going to behave. But it's nice to just kind of like.
But we're not
Hey,
saying
we
it's
got
not
a
going to be
green
an
room.
Well,
orgy.
I don't know, but it's
Orgy,
just
we'll
it's
make
you
an
know
orgy for
it's
you.
nice
Use
to
a-
kind of be able to cut back and cut loose a little bit. You
We could
know,
al-
a
we could
little
always
bit.
end the night
Some
on
of the
no-gi.
feedback
And I mean-
we got back from some of the like groups that went out, like guys from Alliance Pearland, like all these other schools. They're like, this was the best team building event we were able to have. We got everybody out, watched good jiu-jitsu, had some good drinks. We were able to, you know, everybody had a great time. But then I look and I saw Emilio and Lilia and like all these kids that competed for us on 3CG1. They did an incredible job. Such high skill at that level.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
there's no, I do not want to see at midnight a bunch of drunk yahoos yelling around with 9 and 10-year-olds running around a bar.
Well,
I don't wanna see it.
that's what I'm saying. You know, because it's an event, but it's also a bit of a party too.
That's
You know
we
what I
want it.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. You know, obviously there's some high level athletes there, and it's going to be a great show. But there is an after party. There is alcohol there, and you know, if you're the kind of person who wants to take your kid to that, I mean, that's great. I'm not judging you, but I just think that most people there would enjoy, you know, an 18 and up kind of environment.
At the end of the day, it's a competition, right? So you got people who you know, their attitudes are going to be. You're going to get a lot of highs and lows. People,
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good point as well, Professor.
You know, there could be, you know, you just never know with an event like this, something could happen, right? And the last thing you want is having a kid coming in the middle and getting hurt. Or
I mean, that's a good point. Look, you look at what happened to the what was that event where there was like a huge fight breakout?
Well, hang on.
Let's
Let's talk about if I don't know if people saw it or not. Currently, like the World Championships, if anybody saw the Roosterweight final, Mikey Musumeci.
Oh, yeah,
That's,
we
that-
talked about that last podcast.
That's Professor Allen's weight class, right?
Right.
No.
Oh,
What was the
No.
consensus
My bad.
there? What did you guys talk about?
Oh, about this one.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't
The
tune in.
hand
I didn't
slip?
tune
Yeah.
in.
No, I would love to hear your take on it because this is a really interesting.
Well,
like,
okay.
It's like you got beat, but like
Yeah, okay.
But I got you on the fake.
Well, okay. So look, this is what I think. You know what I mean?
Psycho mind.
I
Look,
psyched you.
This is what I think. Okay, as an athlete, you have a responsibility to be a sportsman. Okay.
Yeah.
And your responsibility is this: you shake hands before the match, and you shake hands after the match. Before your hand is raised, or actually you shake hands right after, right? I don't believe anyone is forced to hug anybody. I mean, I think I am a good sport, and I think I have been most of my career. I mean, there's been a few instances where I was upset about something or whatever, and maybe I did something inappropriate, but for the most part, I always shook my opponent's hand. I was always there. I went to the podium, whether I win or lost. You know, it's part of the game. You win some, you lose some. But also, too, you don't have to be in love with the people that you're fighting. I mean, you're competing against them. You don't have to be best friends with them. You know what I mean? And so I thought Mikey was a bit aggressive. Of course, look, he's excited because he won. I get that. I would be super stoked if I won. But you got to look at it from Malfacini's point of view. He's pissed off that he's not 11 times world champion. He's
own.
well, I mean, and also too, like, let's not get it confused. It's not like he's mad at Mikey. He's mad at the situation. He's upset with himself, most likely,
Mikey's,
that he didn't win.
Mikey's Kyotera team.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the
he's Plaza CTA now.
I mean, but aside from
He's
that,
at Unity
Mikey
Jiu-Jitsu with those
was
guys.
a little aggressive. And
I thought he was
he was touching him.
exactly,
you know,
exactly. You know, I'm surprised Bruno didn't like push him away actually, because again, like you said, Mikey was very aggressive.
Mikey could have played
You know-
Gollum in like an original like origin story from.
Well,
freaking
I
Lord
just,
of the
I mean,
Rings. He looked like
I
a
don't
fucking
know
Griffin.
what he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect Malfacini to be happy that he lost.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean,
he is
kinda
an
felt-
athlete. He is a champion.
I kind of
me,
felt
it-
like Bruno, he was upset and he just reacted, right? He just reacted and
Yeah,
he
but you know what?
realized,
He
"Hey,
but
I shouldn't have
look,
done
he
that."
didn't freak out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
he
didn't freak out.
all he did was he wanted to be left alone, which as a competitor, I understand that.
He needed his
Wha-
space.
Exactly. He wanted some space. He shook his hand. He didn't leave the mat. He went there. Mikey got his hand raised. He shook his hand again. I think that's his obligation as an athlete.
Yeah, that's
you know
it.
what I mean?
Well,
He showed up at the podium.
I just thought it was
You know?
hilarious that, like, as soon as it happened, because they were tied, they were 8-8.
Yeah.
Right. Malfacini had the 2 advantages up on him.
Hit the sweep.
Yeah, and then Mikey scores.
Yeah.
10-8.
Yeah.
All right, and that's when like the crowd broke out cheering, and at that moment I can understand. Like he's like, fuck.
Brazilian versus American. I mean, the world
Not
championship.
even that. No, dude, trust me. It is
Well,
not.
I
it
think
is
it-
not. It is not in his mind. Brazil versus America.
You got
Well,
to-
maybe it is, but I think what it really breaks down to is that, you know, the winner is super excited, and the person who's not the winner is upset and mad.
And you got to think,
know?
Bruno Malfacini in his head, he's thinking, "I got this," because you're competing at that
Sure,
level. You got to
yeah.
think, "I'm going to take
Yeah,
this."
exactly.
Right?
But-
So he's thinking, "I got this. I got, you know, there's no way. Oh my
Well,
God,
and-
I just lost." And then you got someone just like, "Come here, come here."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
hey,
exactly.
man, give me a second. Like,
You know what? I mean, it's just, you know, people who don't compete at a high level, they don't understand the sacrifice that you make to get there and to go and to get into that situation, and then you lose. I mean, it's not a good feeling. You don't feel like talking to people. You know what I mean? Like, I would never broadcast that I was going to a tournament, mainly because if I didn't do well, I didn't want to have to come back to the gym and tell the story 100 times.
You want to say, "Hey, I did
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
this
You
is
know what I mean?
happened."
Like, and a lot of times people, they don't really understand the sacrifice that it takes. So, I mean, I get being upset. I understand it. And again, I don't think he acted
Closing us out.
inappropriately, really. He shook his hand. He stayed there. And I thought
think
Mikey was pretty
Mikey's
aggressive.
Was initially went overboard.
Yeah, I
initially
think he
by
did.
by touching, tapping him.
Yeah,
Now,
and I get it that he was excited too. I mean,
He's
I would.
happy.
He's 2-time world champion. Or is that 3-time or 2 or 3?
Three-time
Like
world
three times.
champion.
Yeah. Okay. So first American ever to be 3-time world
and
champion.
he's beating Bruno.
Yeah, exactly. Beating one of the most successful champions of all time, I would be excited too.
Well-
so I'm not judging him either.
Well, here's a little
I
wrinkle
thought it
on
was
that.
aggressive.
Keenan versus Miragali, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to happen on our card. It happened there. I was just happy to witness it. Miragali had 10 advantages and lost to Keenan's 1 sweep at 2 points.
Yeah.
And he was a total class act about it. I think Malfacini was kind of a dick.
I mean,
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was.
So to me, the initial.
I don't think so.
So
how it be.
I mean, it's hard
I'm
to
gonna give you a
judge
point
that
there.
the like because it's so childish. Like at this point, you're a professional athlete. You've just lost.
yeah, but
right?
look. Why do you got to be best friends, man? I
You
don't
have
get
to be
it.
back friends. He wasn't trying to hug him. He went like this.
Yeah, but you know what?
And
Look, Malfacini
he-
shook
he
his
did hit
hand.
him. He did hit
After
him.
they raised his hand, he
No,
shook his hand.
I get
That's
it.
your obligation as an
I
athlete.
get it,
Match
but just the
And then he
fact
shook
that-
the referee's hands.
No,
And
that's-
before the match started, he shook Mikey's hand.
That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it is kind of childish
Sounds good on
to
the
lose a match and then do this one. Shake my hand.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Hey,
I
no,
mean, hey, look. You know what?
That's that's like, oh, you beat me for the world championship.
I
It's
get
like-
it.
It's like I got you.
But
I think both guys did something wrong, right? A, Mikey, he shouldn't have been tapping him, right? B, I think Bruno, man, as mad as you get, and I can see myself being mad and kind of maybe hitting back at the moment.
yeah, but he didn't punch him.
No, I get it.
You know what I
but at
mean?
the same
Like-
time, Bruno came off bad, right?
Yeah, it didn't
so
look good for him.
I don't think it looked good on both parts, but I think people saw Bruno as the bad guy, and people saw Mikey as the good guy because he won. But if
Yeah,
ask
but you know
me, I
why?
think both
I'll
guys
tell
are.
you, the reason they saw Bruno as a bad guy was because they're not there.
Yeah,
They're,
I mean-
they didn't make the sacrifices
They didn't
that he
feel it.
made.
They didn't feel it.
They didn't make the sacrifices that he make. They didn't put themselves there. You know what I mean? They think it's so easy to be in his position, and I'm telling you, it's not easy.
But Professor,
you know
you
what I mean?
as a 2-time world champion, Bruno Malfacini, sitting there, he just lost. It's a big match. Mikey comes up looking like a little Cocker Spaniel, all excited. I just beat him, whatever. I get it, but you can't do the fake humble, the fake this, the fake that. And then when you lose on the biggest stage, you're an iconic world champion, and you're acting like a child.
Professor Isai, you got any comments?
I don't
on
know.
that?
I don't think he acted like a child. You know what I mean?
Let's,
I think he was upset, which is
And
reasonable.
Mikey said they're good too. Like Mikey put on Instagram, they're good.
Yeah, I don't think it was that big a deal. You know
I
what
think
mean?
it's all under the bridge. I think they don't really care at this point.
Man,
like, whatever it
emotions
is,
are
it's
high.
like-
You want to know,
what I
Mikey's-
mean?
You want to know why his head was shaved? He said that he couldn't make weight. He went to weigh in.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then he was off like by 0.3 ounces.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
shaved his head.
Have y'all
made
seen
it-
it? Did you see him making weight? The video of it?
Yeah, that was crazy.
You really did?
Video of him making
Rooster ain't no joke, man.
Professor, slide up in here. Professor Isai in the house. Let's go.
Tell me about it.
It's hard. I thought I was gonna die the first time I made it, for real.
Chances are you won't make
Yeah,
it.
what was
up
up with the video?
I'll make it.
He was showing the abs and everything. Like
He
just,
was like super skinny,
Yeah.
super tiny, and then he started drinking water right away, and everybody's like, slow down, you know, he cut a lot of weight.
he looked terrible, Mikey, when he was cutting weight. I mean, yeah, it was, I can't
Hard,
imagine. I mean,
man.
like with you at Rooster. I mean, did you have to cut a lot of weight, or were you only
Hell
going
yeah,
weight?
dude. It ain't easy, man. It's
Chicken
hard.
nuggets ain't gonna cut themselves, son.
I thought I was gonna die for real the first time.
I thought that's how you made Rooster.
But I mean, hey, you know what? Like, that's what people don't get, man. You know, if you want to be a champion, there is so much more involved than just training hard. There's a lot more involved. There's a lot more involved than that.
Well, what's the difference? Like, for instance, Professor Lucas, he went through, you know, Levi Jones-Leary and the other guy, they got double disqualified. You know, that would have been a great match. I've been wanting to see Levi versus Lucas for a while, just to see the style contrast. But
Yep.
that happens, and Lucas goes in and he beats what's his name, or Canuto. That was
Uh-huh.
amazing. Then he goes against the greatest lightweight ever, Lepre, and objectively, I mean, if he's not the champ, maybe he takes that decision.
Yeah.
Because Lepre didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, you look at guys like that that are doing things, and then you see some of these other guys that are coming along that are trying to play their own game, where it's more, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like they're more strategic in their jiu-jitsu rather than going out there to win. Like, oh, I lost my advantage because you're going
Well-
back, sweeping back and forth, playing, you know, butterfly butt scoop guard.
I mean,
you know, like-
you also got to think. I'm not defending that, but you also got to think at such a high level, it's all comes down to
Yeah, okay.
strategy as well, right? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying
I like
it's
the
wrong,
face, though.
and that's why, for example, at Third Coast the rules are different, right? So because it takes that away a little bit,
Well,
right?
I mean, a lot of the stuff that when I went to some of these other events I saw, I was like, man, I'm bored to fucking tears. There's lots of draws. These guys aren't going out there to win. They're going out there not to lose, because a draw to them is like, hey, I didn't win. I didn't lose. I had a draw. I can go out there and still say I didn't lose. But nobody won. The promoter won because he didn't have to pay anybody a fucking win bonus. That's who fucking won. That's who fucking won.
Or in our case, the referee's gonna hand out red cards like crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
motherfucker.
over at Third
There you
Coast, Professor Berto, Clayton, they're gonna be laying down the law. So you better bring the action.
I think whenever they pull a card, they have to yell shame at the grappler though, and just shame.
Yo, and give him like caffeine pills. So
Yo,
they're
it's,
just
instead
already
of
a bad
instead
mood.
of a yellow card, can
I
I
didn't
get like
say
a,
shame in Spanish.
If they do something really gay,
I
you
don't
can
know. I
throw-
gotta ask my mom.
if something really gay, you can throw a pink card.
Vergüenza.
I
Vergüenza.
I was gonna say El Shamo.
Hey,
Is that right?
It's not
No,
wrong.
no, no, no. How about this? Look,
Flip a
instead of a
card.
instead of a yellow card, can I get a small Nerf gun with yellow?
And shoot him.
With yellow, yeah. So then I can fucking just like.
No, get like spray paint and paint like a yellow X on
Just
them.
get a paintball
Nah, that's a
gun.
little too much, because then it might get on the other person's gi
No, it has to
or,
be on
or
the ass.
person.
So what?
Nah.
They
No,
signed
I'm-
the waiver,
no, I'm
Professor.
down-
They
I'm down
signed
with-
the waiver.
No, I'm down with a Nerf gun. I want to peg
What
him
about this?
with a Nerf.
They
Martial
signed
arts
that
roots.
waiver.
Remember in like pro wrestling, they'd get the bamboo sticks and just beat the shit out of each other right in the middle of the wrestling ring? Like just line them
What?
up and bamboo
Make 'em wear a
stick the
yellow
fuck out of
belt.
them. Or
Make
pink
him
belt.
wear
Like
the yellow
drop
belt.
bottles, like,
Roll
and
up
you
a
just
roll up a
bash it over
newspaper
their
and
fucking
slap
head.
him on the
You know, they do
nose.
something
I like
really gay,
that.
give them a
That's
pink
good.
card and
Yeah,
Newspaper.
can I treat him like a dog? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a yellow newspaper and just smack him with it?
Or get a
No,
walk.
it has to be
No.
an old Gracie magazine.
Try. You should get a old
Gotta
Gracie
get an old
mag.
Gracie mag
Gracie
rolled
mag.
up.
Volume 2.
Hit him
That'll
on
be
it.
good. Or get a squirt bottle, treat him like a cat, and just.
I mean, what is
Yeah.
y'all's
Make a-
opinion on that? I
make
mean,
a
Professor
move.
Isai, you're well versed in IBJJF. All you guys have competed at pretty
Yeah.
high level.
What?
the advantage game? I mean, people that go in there with that as a strategy.
Yeah,
are
I
gonna
don't
lose
like.
more often
I
than
don't.
they're gonna win,
You know
right?
what? I think they should replace advantages for overtime. I think it's better.
And
I
first-
think
first point-
it
first point in
I think it
overtime.
incentivizes for people to finish in regulation, and I think as a spectator it's better. I don't like advantages.
Do you think if jiu-jitsu made it to the Olympics, do you think it would be beneficial to implement the overtime for a more crowd pleasing
I think
approach?
so.
It'd be
mean,
as boring as
I think
so?
I think advantages are flawed because it's referee discretion. There's no consistency.
Yeah.
Like you could. It's not black and white. So I mentioned before. I mean,
we
this
don't see
episode.
color on the Fist Drive podcast.
You know, if you're gonna have definite advantages, I think that's fine. You make somebody turtle, You make them flatten half guard. Or for instance, if you go for an arm lock and somebody locks their hands together, that means they're defending, you get an advantage. That's fine. You can say that. You know what I mean? Or if you go for omoplata and you get your hand, the person attacking gets their hand over the waist, that position is locked in, advantage. That's fine. But you don't want to have referee discretion, because then even if there's not bias, people will assume there is, and it's going to create controversy.
Because of the gray area.
Because the gray area, and not even that, just the athletes can't train for it.
I mean, they're gonna
you know
be
what I mean? The athletes
well,
can't
your
train
homeboy.
for it. So I think they ought to get rid of the advantages and go with an overtime.
Now, would you guys think overtime would be like a set time and points, or just like first point?
First
I
point
think
is
no.
submission
I think it
5
should
minutes.
be, as far as IBJJF goes, I think it should be just an extra.
I think it should be sudden death.
But ADCC
First
it
to
should be
5.
shut down?
Yeah, I think so.
ADCC does that
Because
already.
look, I fought in a tournament a long time ago. It's called the Gracie Worlds. And it was 30-minute time limit or first person to 12 points. Is part of the reason that we
That we have this format.
yeah, we
here.
have
But
the
third coach, yeah, he brought that
exactly.
into the fold.
And so, Professor, what do you think the average match time was for the tournament?
For the
30
tournament?
For the
minutes.
tournament.
This is the 30-minute or 12
Yeah,
points.
it's 30 minutes submission or 12 points. What do you think the average time was?
Average time.
Yes.
7 minutes.
That's what it was. 7 minutes.
You get it?
So
I didn't
because
even look at your hands.
yeah, because look, nobody wants to go for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
It's a long
And people are trying to get those 12 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So rarely does it play out that long. So when you have like judo has golden score, which is the same thing. It's just it's first points, it's sudden death basically. You know what I mean? People don't want to. Typically, you're going to have a score within 2 to 5 minutes because people want to get it over with. They don't want to stretch it out for 30 minutes because they know they're going to get tired. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, one person is much more tired than the other, and they're able to
That's
get a
where the
score.
advantage comes
They're
in.
able to get a score. You know what I mean? So I think, and also too, sudden death just inherently is much more spectator friendly.
Dramatic. It makes it
Yeah,
fucking
even if
dramatic.
it lasts 20 minutes, everybody is still on it's on the edge of their seat. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan of
It's like-
overtime. I always liked it in tournaments. It was way better.
It's like when you're playing 21 in basketball and you know you just got to make this next score, and the other guy can score 4
I'm going
times.
to tip you
you're
back
still-
in. It doesn't
there
matter.
you
You're
go.
not scoring.
There you
I'm
go.
going to tip
It's
back.
exciting.
No. But hey, what I was gonna say is, like, I saw a lot in the Worlds this
play
year
tip-ins?
was people were going, they were it was tied, and you just see like guy in like the last 30 seconds jump on some lame like footlock from top position and win up by an advantage. I'm like, this is
yeah,
fucking
it's kind of an
jiu-jitsu,
act.
dude.
It's kind of getting like soccer. You know what I mean? It's an acting contest. You know, one guy
Or
acts
basketball.
or basketball. It's the same
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean? Like it just it's kind of ridiculous. You know?
And so that's why when we came in, we were like, no advantages, none of that. Let's just go in. You got to respect the hierarchy of jiu-jitsu. You just can't go out there and butt scoot on somebody. I mean, you're gonna, it's gonna give up.
Well,
points.
I mean, pulling guard is
You're
a
gonna get the mat
legit
dirty.
strategy, but I mean, I was talking to Professor Grappling the other day, and we were talking about making more action, and like, there's something to be said for the ADCC style where they do a -1 for pulling guard. That's not a bad idea.
a lot
I
of
don't
those
think.
It gives you a
ADCC
certain
matches-
sense of priority whenever
Yeah.
you go to the bottom. You negated like the possible takedown, but now you're down 1.
Yeah.
So you need to
Yeah.
hurry up.
If
and
you
score.
see
With
You'll be
ADCC, even people gamed it. Like you see, Galval did it like the last super fight at ADCC.
Sure.
He
Well,
sat there
people
10
are
minutes, nothing, and then he
people are
takes him down
always
and he
going to
wins.
play
That's
the
it.
rules.
After
There
the 10
there was
This is never gonna be a.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to have people that are trying to skate in between the rules. You know what I mean? And you can't get rid of that altogether, but you can like incentivize people and. For instance, for your event, you can invite people back that are exciting and not invite people back that aren't.
And that's what we do. But also
very
with our
clear.
event, like we took, you were there from the beginning. Like the mat size, I mean the rules, I mean all that played into forcing the action. If you watch the UFCs with the smaller cages, there's more finishes, more action.
Yeah.
You watch them with the bigger cages, it's more.
Can't run away.
You can't run away. So it's like that's why we had the smaller mats. That's why we had the structure that we did, the first to 11, the submission only.
Is
the
is
money?
the mat size the same?
We're gonna
this
make it
time? It's a little
about
bit bigger.
IBJJF, square basically.
Square.
A square.
Right angle.
Square.
I always wonder what would happen if you had a match on like a football field. Like you can't run
We
away.
can go right now, Professor. We'll
Well,
go to a
there's
football
gonna be a lot of
You
yellow
say a
cards.
jiu-jitsu match on a football field?
Well, just a huge space
space.
where it's big enough that you're not going to come to the edge.
Professor, that's Kasai when they have their events. I mean, it's as big as a football field. Those guys just run everywhere.
I like that too.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. You'll see some of these other events. They got billions of dollars. They got all this back in the Gracie name with them.
Yeah.
And the product is still not good.
Yeah.
Some of the matches are good. For the most part, they're boring as fuck. Nobody outside of us are going to enjoy it. You're not going to be able to take your mom or someone who's never done jiu-jitsu and say, hey, watch this. Like, that's gay. I'm going home.
I think people
That's
don't realize
basically-
you have to incentivize action.
We do that with the
You know?
financial incentive.
Yeah.
It's like I told you, I tell the story all the time. A 9-year-old walked out of 3CG1 with $900 because he submitted his opponent, he sold his tickets. I mean, he did everything he was supposed to do.
So hang on, you're telling me.
And put it in his savings account, Coach Ricky.
Let's back up a little bit.
They
Let's
went
back
to
up.
Chili's with that money.
You're telling me that a 9-year-old
900.
made more money than the freshest dressed commentary team in the game?
You actually told me that.
he
So
worked
Is that
harder.
what you're
You
saying?
actually told
they
me.
worked harder.
I remember I bought your beers, and you said you were doing it pro bono.
I was.
You
I'm
said
just
you-
joking.
you
I'm
said you were
just
doing it for
joking.
the ladies, and you know what?
I'm just joking.
I mean,
Ricky wants to talk, guys. He's making making
do
weird
not
body
interrupt
movements.
Coach
No.
Ricky. Do not interrupt him.
Ryan, I think a good rule would be if you made all refs wear Hawaiian shirts like yours right now.
If you're gonna
Hey,
hit on
you
my
know
shirt,
what?
Coach Ricky, you need a.
Sold.
No, dude, he has Hawaiian shirts.
I have Hawaiian
Hey.
shirts. I'm not being sarcastic.
Hey,
Those are
look, so
pajamas,
look,
Coach
let's be.
Ricky. Those are
I'll be
pajamas.
honest. If you make a 3CG Hawaiian shirt, I will wear it. Not
With
only for
just
the.
Cut the
geekpants.com.
sleeves off, try to be all swole on everybody.
No, I'll do that after. I'll do that after the event.
he'll
I'll do that
flex
after the event.
with
Every
gi
fucking
pants.
minute.
Or
Kangaroo flexing on
tights are
little kids.
Kangaroo
still
flag.
tights are still an option.
Hey, I'm gonna be
Tights
honest
are
with
an
you. If
option.
you paid Berto
With
enough,
the
he would get
Hawaiian
Third Coast
shirt
grappling
tucked
tattooed
in.
on his arms just so he could flex for you.
You're gonna look like some
Professor
kind of,
Berto,
like, Islander
why,
pedophile.
tell me,
like,
why do you wear the tights with the shirt tucked in?
Because
So
I
you
want
show
to
your
be.
dick pics.
Because it's a
I'm there for
fashion
business.
mullet.
And
I'm there for business. I'm a professional.
but
It's a fashion mullet.
And
I'm
Hawaiian
here,
shirt,
I'm
but-
here to party.
Oh, I'm here to party. Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
also here to party.
you're very
You can be
relaxed
there
in
for
your
both.
party.
that's right.
You can be there for
It's like
both.
a mullet.
Proving that you have a good
Strawberry
sense of
daiquiris,
humor. You
you
It's
want
like a
it.
mullet.
mullet.
It's like
Yeah.
a mullet.
Ladies too, right?
It's a mullet outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I
All
mean?
right.
It's a
work
party.
at,
It's a business up front.
I used to work at Super Salad
That's right.
back in the day.
Uh huh.
We had to wear a Hawaiian shirt.
What?
Every single
Professor
day.
Isai could pull off a Hawaiian shirt too, I think.
I worked
That was
at
part of the
the
uniform.
I worked at 24 Hour Fitness and I had to wear a Hawaiian
Professor
shirt.
Professor Zaid, do you still have these Hawaiian shirts?
I have like two.
That's what I'm saying. Hawaiian shirts are where it's at, and then like the super short shorts. I got bird legs, man. I still look good in those fucking things. I don't care.
You wearing cargo shorts.
Look, I'm going to be
No,
honest
not-
with
I
you.
didn't wear the
I
short
feel like
shorts
this
today.
is a
It's too
good
much
time to
for
change
you.
the subject.
But next time I see
Fucking
you,
ball just
I'm
coming
coming
out.
out.
Let me see.
Ball.
Cargo
Stand up.
shorts.
Stand up.
No, these are like old man cargo shorts.
Cargo shorts are quickly becoming the new jean shorts.
No, they're like-
Dude, cargo
no.
shorts are fanny packs for the
it's either a
legs.
fanny
I
pack-
switched
Professor Berto's got a
off.
fanny
No, I
pack.
switched off. So look, I don't have cargo shorts, right? But I got the fanny.
But hey, I
Yeah,
don't need a fanny pack 'cause I got cargo
Professor,
pockets.
you wear it classy. You
Good,
wear it like
good.
across the chest.
Yeah,
It's a
strap it
merce,
across the
a
chest.
That's
man
classy.
purse.
Well, so here,
Merce.
so look, this is my.
That's like Indiana Jones style.
So look-
like if Indiana Jones was have a fanny pack, that's how he'd wear it. I respect that.
I wear it across the body.
I like that.
Mostly because whenever I sit down, I have it across the waist. It feels like you have like a belly right here, but it's
A
it's just-
comedian
Welcome to my
once
world,
said,
Professor. Welcome to my
Yeah,
world.
I don't like that feeling
It,
all the
looks
time.
like your belt is digesting a small animal, which
Hey,
was
like when you
great.
reach down,
Sorry, not all of us can wear fucking
Yeah,
women's
it's like a
cut
bunch of
fucking tank
flaps, and I
tops,
gotta go
bro.
underneath.
Not
and
all of
shit.
No,
us wear
I like
fucking
the I like the
children's
across the
tight
chest.
pants.
That's a good look. I like that.
Not all of us can fit into women's
It's
cut tank
functional.
tops, asshole.
You could just say you're a bike
Yeah, you
messenger.
can.
Just say you're a bike messenger.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that it says, we brought this before because it says Nike SB, which means Nike skateboarding. But when people ask me, I just say it means Nike Super Berto.
Super Berto.
Super Berto.
The pull-ups are like 3 or 4 T's.
I like
Nobody
the
cares what y'all talking about.
cross chest out.
Professor.
All right, so
Or you can wear the fanny pack in the back.
So
That means
Right.
I do
that you
that. I do
prefer
that if I'm
entry
You gotta
jogging.
be doing something.
Yeah,
You gotta
you
be
wear
doing
it in the back.
So
If
if
you wear
I-
it in the back, that's acceptable. You
If,
can do
I,
that.
if I'm
Fanny pack,
jogging
you like it in the
or if
back,
I'm taking
really.
my dog out on the skateboard,
Gay sex.
and this means that I'm on the skateboard and my
I
dog
hate
is
it
running.
against gays.
My
I
dog
love
doesn't
the
know how to
gays.
ride a
I
skateboard.
love the gays.
But
I like that though. Anyway,
yeah, so whenever I take my dog out on the skateboard, I'll put it behind me because that way it's just not in the way.
Yeah, behind's not bad.
Stop it. We're gonna get.
So
we're gonna FCC
Alan
this
and
motherfucker.
Alan and Ryan are laughing about something that nobody fucking else cares about.
Nobody cares about.
Nobody cares.
I
They're
said-
just over
No-
there. They're over
nobody's
there like
listening.
they're like elbow nudging each other and
Nobody's
talking about
listening.
how funny this is.
I just love your taste.
all right. So
See, nobody
hey,
gets that reference.
Coach Ricky, we got any creatures to battle this week?
Oh shit.
Let's tap into Ricky's
I'll smash
Macho
any
Man,
creature.
Hey, what about the Coach Ricky? Tell them your story about your new neighbor. that you texted me briefly about. I want to hear
Oh
this
yeah, let's
shit.
do the new neighbor
Can
story.
we can we
Story.
can we figure out how to
You
fight your
texted me
neighbor?
about that, and I was like, are you
this
fucking
from
kidding
the
me?
condo?
Listen to this shit.
So hang on a second. So my brother decided to.
Here, let's have
whenever
Berto
he's-
tell the story.
Whenever he's first moving out, he doesn't want to move into an apartment. He instead decided to buy his own condo, which is a good investment.
Coach Ricky.
But like,
Thank you.
The thing about an apartment.
It hasn't played out that way.
The thing about an apartment is that you cannot pick your neighbors, right? And if you get a shitty neighbor, then luckily, normally the lease will run out soon, and maybe they won't stick around. But this is a condo, so people own this
Is he
shit.
like walking
Coach
out with
Ricky,
his balls out?
continue.
So
Wild sex on the porch.
yeah, he was having wild sex
wild
on the
sex on the
porch
Himself.
by himself.
No, Ricky, tell the story. Tell the story.
So what
What if
happened?
he's listening?
Fuck him.
Oh, that's crazy.
Fuck him.
That's
Is he
crazy.
gonna set this podcast on fire?
Maybe.
Hey, whoa! You're letting out some. Hey.
Let's
So-
look at our viewers. We have one. Watch it.
So the
Are they closed? Can we drink?
Yeah, they're closed, but I bought a 4-pack. You know. Talk. You're on the mic.
So the my condo neighbor downstairs. I got the highest building there, right? So like, I have a neighbor downstairs, and I was painting with my girlfriend, like the walls, not just a thing.
That sounds gay as fuck.
And you said it
And-
weak as fuck.
Were
too.
they pastel colors?
like,
were they
were you-
pastel? Were they Mary Kay pink?
What do you like, finger painting over there?
That's kind of
It's like
personal.
I was using watercolors, non-toxic. Like, get the fuck.
But
Bateman from American Psycho about to split somebody's wig.
but we were.
Hey, Rick,
we-
Coach Ricky, what color was it? I don't know. I didn't pick it. My girlfriend picked it. Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking out.
Alan, shut the fuck up.
Go
So-
get your beer.
Anyways, my girlfriend and I are listening to music while we're painting our condo, and the door, like someone comes knocking on the door. I can't hear it. My girlfriend tells me that someone's knocking on the door. I go to open it.
Didn't you hear it?
You don't
No,
even look. You didn't
no,
look.
because I was
Fuck it.
I was in the
Straight
back
up.
room.
What
Yeah.
song was playing?
No, I don't know what song was playing. But whenever
Lady in red and shit.
whenever I went to open the door, it was my downstairs neighbor, and he was pretty upset. But the first words out of his mouth were, "Do you have a problem with me?" And I was
Done.
I was a little thrown off, and so
Excuse me, sir.
I was like,
Kind of has that natural, you have a problem with me face
yeah,
as he walks
of course.
No, he's thinking right now. What the fuck did I just do?
Yeah. So
Coach Ricky in the house.
I turned off the music and I was like, "Hey, am I being too loud? I'm sorry if that's the case. We'll turn it down." And he was like, "No, do you have a problem with me?" And I was like, "Hey, like I don't know why you're upset. My name's Ricky. Like, can we talk about this?"
I'm your first friend.
And yeah, I will be your first friend here. Right? And he goes, "I don't care what your name is."
He said that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, you should have slammed the door in his face.
You should have fucking.
For sure, like 100%.
No, because he fucking needed to listen to the next thing the guy was gonna say.
Yeah, because after that, he was like, "Look, man, someone broke into my place. I hear y'all
I don't give a
talking."
shit, motherfucker.
that would have been an equal response, but he I was like, "Well, look, I didn't take anything. Like, you could look inside my place; it's empty. I just have paint." And then he goes, "I don't care. I'm about to pour gasoline all over my
You
place."
should have said, go ahead.
And
You should have
set-
said, where's the gas and let's do it. Let's do it.
You should have turned on Prodigy
You
by
should have said,
Firestarter by Prodigy.
I'm in,
and
let's
said,
do it.
this.
You should have said, I'm in, let's do it.
Professor Brandon,
Let's burn this motherfucker down.
Like a true champ that has lived in apartments before.
I have. I've lived in apartments on El Dorado Boulevard with meth labs in the
El
apartment.
Dorado, meth heads confirmed.
I'll burn
Show.
this motherfucker down.
That's right.
Yeah, he just pretty much said that he was gonna burn the entire building down, and so.
So your neighbor's Milton?
I'll give you guys a tip here. If somebody ever, this is what you do. If you want to, just a little advice here. If you ever get into a situation where they're gonna start to count. So they're gonna say like 1.
Hit him first.
You gotta say 2. And then you're gonna shut them down, whatever they're gonna do, right? So if you ever get in a situation and somebody says 1, you just look them right in the eye and you say 2.
Motherfucker.
and then you win right there. Sorry, Coach Ricky, go ahead.
He said, I'm
keep going.
That's good.
So, side note, there's no gas in these.
Yeah, there's no
condos.
gas. So when
He ain't
like,
burning,
Can you
she
bring
ain't
a
burning
gas-
anything
Can you bring
down.
a
It's
gas
all electric.
can?
Yeah,
Well-
exactly.
well,
Like
so
I said.
I was thinking about that because I just bought it, so I was like,
Taco
oh, that's
Bell?
cool.
What's
There's
going
no
on?
gas.
Did he ask you for a ride
so
to the gas
like,
station?
I wanted to be like, part of me was like, well, you have to go out and get gas. You have to like go to the store
Like,
and
I'm gonna
get
burn
gas.
this place down. Is there a
I
shelter?
drive a car,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
But
Can you take me to the gas station? I gotta fill up this can.
I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down after I fill it up at $8. Wait.
All right,
Just wait.
all right. So,
so
are we gonna try to figure out how to
Stupid ass
defeat
I'm gonna burn your
Ricky's
motherfucking house down.
neighbor, or do you got a creature for us, buddy? What is in Ricky's monster manual? Let's
No,
close
finish
out
the
with
story.
this.
No, finish the story.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah. it's
Finish your
still
story,
going.
Coach Ricky.
Finish the
Oh,
story.
Jesus Christ.
Did you invite him out for a beer? or
no, I called the police, right? And
Nice.
You're a
and,
troublemaker.
and
Okay, go ahead.
the cops knocked on his door, and they
Police.
this actually made me feel a little bit more uncomfortable because
Calling 5-0,
the
bitch.
the cop talked to him, and then the cop talked to me afterwards, and
You're fucked.
the cop just came back in.
We know this guy.
He's like, yeah, we know this guy.
He's gonna
The guy
burn your
just moved
shit
out
up,
because
son.
of this motherfucker.
Office, $500 bond.
a good deal.
Yeah, it's like, no,
The-
it wasn't 50% off for no reason.
Keep talking, Coach Rick.
the
Keep talking. We
the
can
cop
hear you.
the cop came in and was like, at first he was like, "Oh man, I love this color. Like you're painting everything so great."
You
and
made
then
that up.
You're so
no,
gay.
he
The
no,
Cop
You're
did
so
not
gay.
he
say
said that.
Butt plug.
He
Matching
did.
butt plug
I'll
He
later.
tell you
did.
right now, the cop's in on it.
Did he say like the wall that I painted?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, he did.
Was he a
But-
real cop though?
Yeah, he was a real cop. And then he was like, "Yeah, man, that guy looked." He was like, "Man, that guy looked crazy." He said he like met you like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "I just bought the place like Wednesday, right?" And so he's like, "Oh man, yeah, he looked like he was on drugs or something," and I was like,
Well, this is when you come
You
in,
must have charged him the
officer.
registration fee when y'all met.
"Yeah," I was like,
No, you better watch it.
"Officer, you're really making me feel uncomfortable." And he was like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm making you feel uncomfortable."
He's like, I didn't mean to. but just
Yeah, I
relax.
was like,
It'll
"Cop,
be over
like
soon.
you're." I didn't call him cop. I called him by his name.
Jeff?
But
Was it
He was
Jeff?
like, he was. I was just like, yeah, like that kind of makes me feel really uncomfortable. What you just told me,
Well, at least you know a good place to get drugs. Your neighbor.
my neighbor.
Yeah.
But seriously, like you need to do is you need to go to the gym and film a video of you just fucking people up left and right, like white belts, whoever can get it, and then say, hey man, come over here, I want to bond with you, and just show him that video, and he will be like,
That
I'm not,
sounds
that
so
guy's.
douchey.
No, I'm just saying.
You get
Douchey
naked.
is trying to burn his house
That's
down.
super douchey.
No, it's trying to burn his house
No,
down.
trying to
is the
bring your
douchey part.
house down is insane, not douchey.
But I would
You're
rather
douchey.
Whatever, douche it up, bro. He's not gonna fuck
your
with you
fucking
again.
douche
He ain't
ass
gonna try to get
Hawaiian.
choked
Okay,
up by
but-
some pajamas, son. You don't want none of that.
But D&D monster manual. How do you defeat a fire genasi? This is a person.
Fire genasi.
This is
A crazy.
Is it?
no,
drug addict
Is a
on
fire?
third-
Is a
on
fire
the second
genasi
floor.
a neighbor that comes down and threatens to
a
burn
fire
your fucking
genasi is
condo
a
down?
person that is on fire.
And he lives on the second floor.
Oh,
He
so
set
so
himself
you're thinking
on
like
Man, this is ridiculous. Okay, obviously you can't beat somebody who's on fire,
Is it
Coach
like-
Ricky.
Wait,
Get a
is this
fucking
like the
extinguisher.
Human Torch?
No, he's constantly always like a little flame.
Am I wearing like a Nomex gi?
So
Yeah, can we have a no
Is that what's happening? Because I mean, look, this is just retarded. You know what I mean, like,
What's
how
the
you gonna
hard R
grapple
with it?
somebody who's on
hard
fire,
R?
Coach
Hard
Ricky?
R.
Don't yell.
Like,
don't yell.
You
don't
gotta
yell.
come at us with some real monsters, man.
Real hard R.
Okay, so we never really developed a way to beat the last monster.
Excuse me.
We never
What was the
developed
last
a way
monster?
to defeat the last monster.
Excuse
Was
me.
that the Ninja Turtle?
I developed a way to beat him.
Was it the tortoise?
What? Don't touch
tortoise
the mic
animal?
now. Now you got me pissed off. Don't touch the mic.
Oh no, Ness. No, what we did last time is we didn't do like off the monster manual. We went video game character.
Oh, because I wasn't here.
So we went Ness from Nintendo.
Because I wasn't here. Otherwise, I would have figured it out.
So look,
Figure it out.
So look, this
Figure it
this
out.
guy
Figure Ness out.
this guy is telepathic.
But he has to, like,
no,
charge.
I'm sorry.
fire?
No,
No,
he's not
this is a
fire.
different person.
Fuck out of here.
No, he's not telepathic. He's telekinetic, but he has to like run at you.
He has to kind of like charge up his telekinesis
Yeah.
to be able to throw it at something. Like he has to run up and then charge it and throw it.
I just clinch him. He can't run.
Car he's got to plug in before he goes.
I
to
just
bed, or
clinch
what?
him.
So you just clinch.
Clinch. He can't run.
But if he's running at you,
What if he's on
No,
fire?
foot stop.
The match
No
starts
problem.
away.
What's up,
Man,
Pizone?
the match-
Pizone?
No, not Pizone. Like if I clinch over under, he's running at me. I just foot stop and turn him. Sasai Kobayashi. I sweep him. I take him down.
So are you saying you can't use the bat, can't use the yo-yo?
But
Come
what
on.
if he runs at you from the beginning? Because you don't start
Trying
that
to wrap it
close.
up.
Okay, look, Jigoro Kano
He
said
just
this.
charges at you?
Hang on, I'm gonna drop it old school. Okay,
Oh,
Jigoro
shit.
Kano, the founder of judo, said this: when the enemy comes, welcome him. When he
Shut
leaves,
up.
send him on his way. So if he comes at me, I'm gonna just grapple
He
him.
could push you
Without touching
without
you.
touching you.
Is this
Yeah,
the
but
same
how?
guy?
Okay, we're
No,
on a
we're
mat. Is that
discussing a
correct?
previous episode.
The previous
Okay, so
Brandon wasn't here.
So we're starting. Let's assume we're starting on an IBJJF mat. So there's specified starting points.
Yeah.
So you're only about 5 feet away from each other. Okay. So is he gonna have enough time? And he's got enough distance in 5 feet to build up this huge amount of force? I don't think so.
I mean, have you ever played Super Smash
Well,
Bros?
so it's not a huge amount of force. It's like his
Well, if it's not huge, it ain't gonna bother me.
It's enough to move you.
his energy, his look, his moving energy. However much he puts forth into it is his pushing energy, right?
Yeah, but what about the energy I get when I eat one of them energy sandwiches with the
Burrito,
toast,
and it's called
right,
gas.
and then the
Avocado.
almond butter with the avocado and the kale chips. So I have that before the match.
Did you say Henergy?
Yeah,
Avocado
Henry
and
Gracie
kale
makes
chips?
them.
Like what are you
Yeah,
doing?
kale
I mean,
chips.
like,
Did you say Henergy?
Yeah, that's
So
what it's
you're gonna
called. But it's really good.
energy?
Yeah, it sounds gross, but it's good.
That sounds like Henry Gracie.
Now I
patented
use
something
cashew
else.
butter instead of almond butter.
You say you use shoe butter?
Cashew,
Shoe butter?
cashew butter.
Cashew.
You prefer cashew, possibly? I say
make-
cashew.
You go-
Cashew.
Yeah, I say pecan.
It's like sounds like
you
you're
know?
sneezing. Like,
But I'm saying that kind of energy that I get is probably going to counteract this motherfucker's run charge after 5 feet. It's like nothing. It's like 3 steps, 1 step,
Hey,
2
can you
step
use it? Can you
maybe.
use his PK fire?
Can he use his pecans?
Pecan.
Pecan fire.
This Texas
So
man.
he can throw fire. Is that allowed?
No, you can't. You can't throw fire.
All right, he has a yo-yo and a bat.
Can I
that he
bring my
whip out.
gun? What do you mean?
He
If he
has a
gets
yo-yo
fire,
and a
I
bat
get my
that he can whip
pistol or my
out.
shotgun.
But also actually I just
Oh, he has
I just
lightning bolt,
no I
right?
just remembered this. If you get him in the clinch, he can also throw you.
Oh, he can generate electricity too. He can telepathically generate
Yeah, he
electricity.
if he clinches with you, if he gets the superior grip, I guess that'd be the best way to put it. He can control you. So the match starts.
hand fighting?
I mean, it's pretty good. He's
How good?
telekinetic.
Yeah, but does he train?
Does he have both hands?
I mean, he don't
Yeah, he
train.
has 2 hands,
How-
Ryan.
Dude, how is his hand fighting gonna be better than mine? I teach a wrestling class. I've been training for 20 years. There's no way his hand fighting's better than my hand fighting.
How much would you train if you were telekinetic?
Huh?
How much would you train if you were telekinetic?
Who says I'm not telekinetic? How do you think I can predict your movement?
You can't.
Telekinesis.
You don't train with me anymore.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's true.
I trained with you the other day when we did
When?
takedowns. We did takedowns. I arm dragged you against the wall. Oh, you forgot about that, didn't
No.
you? Yeah, you
No.
forgot about that. Yeah, you
No,
did.
You did not.
I did too.
You did not.
I trained with you when on a Friday class last Friday when we
Dude, I haven't
trained.
trained.
I was on the
I haven't
wall.
trained takedowns because my leg's been fucked up.
You're lying. We were on the wall, Bert.
Off of the wall, like
Off
starting
the wall.
on the wall.
Friday morning.
Yeah, it was Friday. Yeah, that's right.
Was that it?
Everybody trying to call me out.
Taps are open. Just go fill your own beer. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Uh huh. I remember.
I don't remember.
Maybe because you lost.
I
you
don't remember because it didn't happen.
Look it up. It's on the video. Look it up.
We can look it up.
So look, if this guy can throw lightning bolts and he can breathe fire and he's got a force energy field he's throwing at me, I mean that's not even a realistic
I
match.
just need a small little bit. That's
You
all I
know,
need.
it's not realistic.
See? Hook me up, dude. We need to get back.
What, we leaving? What's up?
Hook me up with. Go just grab me.
I'm hungry.
Anything.
I'm hungry. A tasty AF.
I want to go eat something.
Same.
I'm gonna get a
Food sounds
burger.
Water burger.
Burger.
Water
What's up?
burger.
I'm.
Let's wrap this
I
up.
mean,
Professor Brandon, I just want to say thank you for your guidance and thank you for helping out with the event. But your choices in clothing.
Thank you for your leadership at 6:30 a.m.
Yes, thank you for your leadership that you did not show up for 6:30 a.m. Coach Rick,
And with
hold
that,
it down.
we should wrap it up.
Buying a new house, fire starting neighbors. He's still there at 6:30. And
Exactly.
You're
I'll
complaining
say it
about a
again.
college class?
There's a reason
Come
you
on.
don't have a mic.
I have a
man.
mic right in
There's
front of
a
me.
reason
Look in the
you don't
dictionary,
have
you
a
see
mic because
dedication.
nobody
Coach Ricky's right
wants to
there.
listen to what you have to say.
Right in front of my face.
And to Ryan McGuire, I will not take
Please don't use
fashion
my last name,
advice
President.
from somebody wearing cargo shorts, flip flops, and a Hawaiian shirt.
You would wear them too.
He had you at cargo shorts, fam.
No, he didn't. But hey, these cargo shorts are acceptable. I'm not wearing
Hashtag
a
win.
man bag. Man
Win.
bag. You were literally wearing an 8-year-old's pants. That's what you're wearing.
These are adult pants. Thank you very
You told me you
much.
shopped in the kids department before.
I have before, but not for these
And you
pants.
fought kids.
Not for these
And you
pants.
fought kids. And
All
you
the
had-
clothes that I'm wearing currently right now are in the men's section. Yeah, exactly. You're wearing a blouse over there.
Hey, this blouse is fancy.
You
though,
got a
son.
blouse
Game,
on.
game blouses.
Hey,
Game,
my-
set,
you know what?
match.
My blouse right now is holding up.
You're wearing a blouse.
Hey, this blouse is hot though. I don't feel like it's saying.
Coach Ricky, look, man, I mean,
You're wearing a
I
12-year-old
love,
polo.
I love breaking down the monster fights, but you can't come in here and say
We gotta
this
get it
guy's,
back to, like,
this
mythological
guy's on
creatures.
fire and he
Like
can
a
throw
centaur.
lightning bolts at me.
Versus
I mean,
fucking
obviously, it's nothing
a
I can
T-Rex or
do,
some shit. Like, do
right?
that.
We got to keep it in the realm of possibility.
Like when we first started talking about Medusa, we are like, does she have a snake body? Remember? Or snake
Medusa's
legs?
also-
One,
brown bag.
one that was
Medusa's
really
also
good
brown
is
bag.
like if you could fight a ghost, like you could actually grab a ghost, but it's constantly levitating. How do you defeat it?
Like Casper in this motherfucker?
No, well, if it has feet, yeah, you do ankle lock because he can't put his foot on the ground, so he can't defend it.
But if you're
And
looking,
that's high level.
you're trying to grab Casper, you're gonna just go right through him, right?
No,
Let's say like you could grab the ghost.
you can grab the
It'd be like
blanket.
bed sheets, right? You just grab them.
That's a gi.
Let me go.
You know, blanket, gi, same thing.
A blanket and a gi is not the same, Professor. As you
Basically.
know,
Yeah,
blankets are
basically
not 550
same.
GSM standard.
ref's gonna be like pulling that thing over his head. Does not make.
I'm not going to pull it
Adidas
over his
makes terrible
head. I'm not
gis.
going to go
I
hockey
apologize.
style.
I'm not affiliated with anything to do with it, but I couldn't.
I'm not Austin. I'm not going hockey guard.
Adidas looks hot, but the pants. Go to Just Ski Pants. Get an Adidas top. Make it happen.
JustKeepPants.com.
Two
JGP.C.
pants, $85.
Hey, so
I think we're just getting started,
can you make
baby.
some like striped,
Yeah, I gotta start my own.
some kind of designs?
The Hastings stripes.
I'm thinking about fitted with pockets. I mean, I like that.
Fitted with pockets. sounds
You still
good.
want drawstring?
Imagine the finger
Wait, wait, on
injuries
the- on
of
the
a-
fitted
of a
with
pocket
pockets?
gi pant.
We could go elastic. I actually love elastic.
Dude, we could go elastic.
Vanguard
Denim?
Commanders already makes it.
Denim gi pants.
Elastic with
Vanguard
the inner
Commando.
Chambray.
drawstring.
I actually love
We gotta get
the elastic
something
pants.
for
They're much more functional, really.
You
know?
know, they're kind of like sweatpants.
Dude, they've already been
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
like
So,
it.
tape, they wanna do
I don't
something.
understand what people. There's a lot of people that don't understand gi pants, but it's 100% cotton.
Yes.
It's so if you can use like if you want to use fabric softener, they can get pretty
They're comfy.
comfortable. Yeah.
They're comfy as fuck. I'll tell you that.
But it's gonna start
We got rip
growing.
stop. We got drill stop. Whatever you want.
Hey, y'all know y'all gay asses can be heard on the mic, right?
What?
Look, if you do this, we can still hear you.
No, you can hear me. They
Okay,
can't.
let's officially close this down.
Are we closing it down?
Let's close it down.
That's right. Let's
we
wrap
wrapping
it
it?
up.
Third Coast Grappling, June 21st. Tickets are going fast. It's going to be sold out.
Hawaiian shirt sold out.
Exactly. Hawaiian
Crazy
shirts
neighbors
for
down
your
in
mother,
I'm
for your
Flo.
aunt,
I'm
for your
Flo.
uncle.
Flow number 2.
Hawaiian
Ricky-
shirts. Get
So
one.
a new match has been added to the Third Coast. Ricky's gonna bear fight Knuckle, his downstairs
neighbor, his
neighbor.
Oh, dude, you
No,
should
no,
so
no, no.
do that.
He's
They're
gonna bear
have
fight
you
Knuckle?
remember like
Wait,
in the old
bear-
WWF, you could set
Bare
Bare
knuckle.
fist,
Bare
bare
knuckle.
knuckle.
The first man on
It's been a
fire
lot
match.
of beers, man. This is the end of the podcast.
The first fire.
Bear fight knuckle sounds
Bear
something
fight
sexual.
knuckle.
First man on
So he's
fire
gonna be
match.
finger
Bear
blasting
fight
wildlife,
knuckle.
bro.
Yo, Ricky, you should just
Bare
let
knuckle
off with them.
fight.
Just order pizza and have it sent to his fucking apartment. You know?
Yeah, have like flowers and pizza sent to his
You'll be
apartment. every
sitting down
single
in his
day.
apartment one day when he comes home from work or whatever he does selling meth, and you're just like cleaning the dishes, cooking dinner, like putting his dog down, and you're like, hey man, I got
Killing
you.
his dog.
And
It's
just like,
hardcore,
Don't
man.
kill his
What are
dog.
you talking about?
kill
Putting
his
his
dog?
dog down?
I've been
Dude,
feeding him.
I wouldn't recommend
That's
that.
hardcore.
But I'm saying, like, go in there and just put your dick on the table and be
Ricky.
like, look,
Coach Ricky,
you're up
I
in
don't
the
advise
house
killing this guy's dog, man. That's
Yeah.
not cool.
That's how
That's
John
Don't
do
John
that.
Wick. We're
That's
not
how
going
John
down
Wick
that
started,
route. We're not
man.
going down John Wick. I'm saying
Yeah.
go in there and just show him that you're the alpha male. You'll clean his house. You'll do whatever. You don't need to burn yours down.
Wait,
That doesn't sound
that
very
doesn't sound
alpha.
alpha male. I'll clean your house.
Yeah.
You go to
Pink
fucking
walls
jail.
and
You
shit,
spend
man.
40 years in jail and all because
The alpha wolf's not picking up the shit of the other wolves.
Hold on. Okay. Look here.
We're not
Here's
talking about wolves here.
here's
We're
how we
talking
fix
about
this.
Coach Ricky
Here's how we fix this.
versus his fire starter prodigy roommate.
Okay. So this is how we fix this.
Fire starter by
Shut up,
Prodigy.
Brian.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 17 of the Fifth Stride podcast.
JustGeePants.com. Always free shipping. 6-month guarantee. Revolutionizing gi pants.
With
June
pockets.
21st is 18 and up. Stop asking me for exemptions. Thank you.
Yes, 18 and up.
Okay. Just bring in the fucking beat.
Out.
Just bring in the beat.
Peace.
Oliver, why are you so mad?
I'm not.
What are you
Bringing
mad?
in
So
the
much
beat, baby.
rage. I don't even have to speak in the microphone anymore.
So much
So
rage.
angry.
English rage.
It's Canadian rage.
That was
It's,
the best thing.
Violent
But at the
apologies.
same time, it's